All right. Greetings, or should I say Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. This is Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. And just wanted to share with you today this is part two first before I go on, but this is the Assembly of the Righteous. We're here on the Sabbath. Today is um, October 25th, 2025. That's October 25th, 2025. And by this being October 25th, 2025, I believe this is the last Sabbath of quote unquote October. But what I like to share before I get started, like I shared in part one, is that last month we kept Yom Kippur, which was from the 29th, the noon of the 29th to the end of the 30th last month, because my understanding, or what I've come to understand, the beginning of the year, which is spring, started either March 29th or April 27th of this year. So just so I'm sure that me and my family, what we're going to do, we're going to just fast, which is afflict our souls from noon the 29th last month and this month. Both is new moons, which both new moons was on the 20th of September and the 20th of October. So the 29th of September and the 30th, we kept Yom Kippur, and the 29th of October and the 30th, we're keeping Yom Kippur just to be safe in the eyes of Yah. So we're going to fast from noon. I think this is Wednesday, which is the 29th, and until the evening, the end of the evening, which is the end of the evening, that is, of Thursday. That's Wednesday and Thursday until nightfall at that time. So I just wanted to share that with you. What me and my family is doing. Now, everybody don't have to do it. Everybody can do what you choose, but we're just growing closer to the Creator from what we've come to know. So I just wanted to share that. And right now, today, we're in, which I say we're doing David made full king. I could say king over all Israel, but I only have so much that I like to have in my heading. So David made full king, which is full king over Israel. And we started in chapter 5, the first, 2 Samuel chapter 5. Now we're in 2 Samuel chapter 6. This is part 2. This is part 2, and this is 2 Samuel chapter 6. Let me make sure that, recording is on Zoom. So now we're getting ready to get started with chapter 6. Now, just to give you a brief heads up on what happened before in chapter 5, for those who may not be in here, or to just give I like to go into give like a little briefing what happened before as we go into the next verse, or as we go into the next point of the story. In chapter 5, David was made king over all Israel at this time. David was made king over all Israel at this time, and he was anointed king in verse 3, when it says that, I'm going to read verse 1, 2, and 3, just so we'll know at this point in time. But I just read 1 through 5, then we're going to jump into chapter 6, all right? So chapter 5, 2 Samuel chapter 5, it says, we're going to go through 1 through 5, and we'll go from there. Then came all the tribes of Israel to David unto Hebron, and spake, saying, Behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh. Verse 2. Also in time past, when Saul was king over us, thou wast he that led us out and brought us in Israel. And Yah said unto thee, Thou shalt feed my people Israel, and thou shalt be a captain over Israel. Right? Verse 3. But they noticed, and Yah said unto them, that's why I like going over stuff. I want to make sure that people understand, and that makes me give a chance to check something that I may have missed out. And Yah said unto thee, you see what it says? And Yah said unto thee, Thou shalt feed my people, Israel, and thou shalt be a captain over Israel, which is that captain ended up being the king, which he was a captain. Verse 3. So all the elders of Israel, notice, the elders of Israel came to the king, to Hebron. And King David made a league with them. See, Hebron was in Judah at the time. And he and made a league with them in Hebron before Yah. And they anointed David king over Israel, right? David was 30 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 40 years, right? So he was 70 years old when he ended his reign. I guess that's when Solomon started to prosper at this time, but he was 70 years old because he reigned 40, but he was 30 when he began. In verse 5, in Hebron he reigned over Judah 7 years and 6 months, and in Jerusalem he reigned 30 years over Israel and Judah. So, just let it be known, 33 years. 30 years over all Israel and Judah. 33, y'all. What that remind you of? Sound like a story that's been told. But now let's jump on over here to chapter 6. David brings the ark again. Verse chapter 6. Again, David gathered together all the chosen men of Israel, 30,000. 30,000. David brings the ark. That's the title of this point right here that I have in my book. Again, David gathered together all the chosen men of Israel, 30,000. The chosen men of Israel, 30,000. And David arose and went with all the people that were with him from Baale, Baale, of Judah, to bring up from thence the ark of Yah. So to bring up from there the ark of Yah. I like to make sure I get this word. Baale, from Baale, that were with him from Baale of Judah. So that must be a part in Judah. Baale of Judah, to bring up thence the ark of Yah. The ark of Yah. Whose name, okay, here you go. Whose name is called by the name of Yah of hosts, that dwelleth between the cherubim. Okay. This is the ark. Whose name is called by the name between the cherubims. Whose name is called. See, this is another thing. Everybody talking about what his name is. What his name is? His name is Yah, Yahuwah, Yahweh, Yah this, Yah that. That dwell between the cherubims. Whose name is called by the name of Yah of hosts, that dwelleth between the cherubims. Now who can call? Now we know everybody else. Oh, okay, my man Cass. Okay, for all those, we all know that in today's time we call Yah. According to what the people have. Good to see you, Cass. Good to see you in from UK. Glad you've been able to join us in part 2. But as I was just saying with everybody, whose name is called by the name of Yah of hosts, that dwelleth between the cherubims. Now, a lot of us know, for what we've come to understand, the name of Yah is YHWH, from what we've come to know, from what's been shared. No one can pronounce those syllables or those letters. I'm going to say it like that, letters. We know there's no W in the Hebrew alphabet. But yet still they say Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yah this, Yah that. Now in Isaiah 68:4, it says, be called by his name Jah, with a J. There's no J in the Hebrew alphabet. There's no W in the Hebrew alphabet. So we understand that the J is really a Y. So the closest that we can say it from what's good to us in the scriptures is Yah, Y-A-H, right? We got so many people saying, well, we can call him Yah-Heb, Wav-Heb, and all. People say so much, and they try to make something what it isn't. They add to and they take away. But they don't have an understanding that his name is the law. The cherubims holds what? The ark holds what? The law. The 10 commandments that he written with his fingers, and the law that he spoke to the children of Israel, which was the 10 commandments, and all the other commandments pertain to those 10 commandments. And whatever he spoke through his prophets is law. People don't understand that. So what people don't get, they're too busy looking for a specific name like they're looking on a man. The Creator ain't like no man. The Creator is spirit. And they that worship him must worship him in spirit and truth. His word is truth and his word is spirit. You learn the spirit of the word, it becomes a part of you. This is what I mean by this is his name. A lot of people have no understanding. That's the problem we have today. When you learn to travel in a vehicle, it becomes a part of you by spirit. You start riding like this. You know how to turn. You know how much space between the car to get between a space to go up, back in, and get back in without hitting another car. That's a spirit. You come to understand that because you become at one with the automobile. When you come at one with the word, that word is spirit. So that means that spirit becomes a part of you. So by that spirit becoming a part of you, that spirit is like you have become part of that spirit of whatever that is. When you become the part of the spirit of this word of the Creator, and I had a conversation, I just want to say this real quick. I had a conversation with a couple of people, not a couple, really, it was 8 of us. I was the 8th one, and it was 3 in a chair, 3 stylists. One was a guy, and the woman, she was doing her and him two were doing the majority of the talking. The other of us were just mainly listening, talking, or sharing information. But I'm the one who is more like back and forth. Besides, the other 7th one was sitting on the couch. Now I don't know if they was recording me or not, because they had the thing of I didn't mind them recording if they was, because it's good for people to hear. But we got on the subject about Trump, the stuff that's going on today, and the scriptures. And all I was trying to get them to understand, scriptures and prophecy is happening right now. Y'all can't even see it. Y'all talking about all the stuff that's going on today, and you can't see what they're talking about today is going on right in the scriptures. So they was talking, but I don't want to go off to all that about the whole story and everything, but just to give people understanding that when the Father spoke and said everything he said that was going to happen, it's going on today. It's going on right now. People can't see it because they just live in life, because they don't know the scriptures spiritually. And this is the problem we have today. A lot of our people are just living life. They don't see the Creator's word in the scriptures, so they just live in life and just thinking today is what it is. But everything has a purpose behind it. And by everything having a purpose behind it, this is the reason and cause of the situation of everything that's happening. So if the Creator said that was going to happen, this is the reason why I said this. How do you know that the stuff that's said in the Bible is going on today? But that's written by man. I said, let me ask you a question. Well, how do you know if the Bible has been changed this time, and there's been books taken out, and this is going on? I said, let me share something with you. Miss Lady sitting in the chair under the brother that I was talking with. I was talking to both of them. I said the same breath that was in the beginning, you're breathing that same breath today, which is universal consciousness. And that universal consciousness is given the mindset which you need to read in the same book. And I don't care who wrote it. Because the Creator is the life of all. Anybody that's living is life. The Creator dwells within them. So that same mindset, I don't care what they put in or put out. It's the spirit of the Creator that's going to give the ones who come to understand this book what is needed and what is said. I don't care what they took it out and what they called it are putting in and what they called it. I said this whole book is true according to the curse and the blessing. But let me say it like this. According to the blessing, which people say blessed, and the curse. The blessings is the law. He said, if you keep my law, all these blessings going to come upon you. But if you don't keep my law, all these curses going to come upon you. And people can't see they live in the curse. Just like this young lady going to try to come on Facebook on the last Switch call and say, our Lord and Savior, Messiah, Yahshua. And I said, well, that's your Lord and Savior. It ain't mine. You in idolatry and you don't even know it. You worshiping the man. The Creator said, no, there's no Savior but him. But you don't read his word to know that. You going, who starts in the middle of anything and say that this is the start of everything? You got to learn it from the beginning to get to where you're going. But hey, I'm going to leave it right there. So I'm going to leave it at that. Other than that, I just wanted to go on that. That right there just hit me real quick on the situation, on what happened, what's going on now, and what a young lady tried to come on me, and Yahshua and Yahuda, whatever her name was, still learning. You got a lot more learning to do, sister. And you ain't supposed to be trying to teach nobody. No way. You need to go learn something just to share with you. I've been in this way for years, and I'm not saying I know everything, but what I know, I can stand on. But verse 3, 2 Samuel chapter 6, verse 3. And they set the ark of Yah up upon a, okay, here we go. I remember this story. And they set the ark of Yah upon a new cart. And I'm going to share something with y'all in this, and we've had this conversation. Hold on. Verse 3. And they set the ark of Yah. They set the ark of Yah upon a new cart and brought it out of the house of Abinadab. Now, the Abinadab, that was Eli, I think that was Eli's grandson, because when Eli and his two sons died, one of his sons had a wife that was pregnant. When they heard that the ark of Yah had been taken at one time, because it was supposed to be gone for 20 years and came back, from what I remember. When the ark made its own way back, they was gone. But Abinadab, I think he was 20 years old at this time. Abinadab, I think I may be off, but I think I'm right from what I remember because we started from the series of 1 Samuel. We didn't start at the beginning of it, but we started at 1 Samuel to where we at right now. So I think Abinadab was the priest that ended up getting away from Saul, because Saul had what was his name? Goeg. My brother G1 helped me out with that name. Goeg, Goeg, I think it was. Goeg. He was an Edomite, and Saul had Goeg had that Edomite kill all the priests. He said, "Kill all the Lord's priests." How could you say that? Kill all the Lord's priests. That man was crazy. But I'm talking about Saul, that is. Saul had Goeg kill all the priests, but Abinadab, I believe, had got away. So by him getting away, he was the only one out of all the priests that got away. So, and right here it said, verse 3, and they set the ark of Yah upon the new cart and brought it out of the house of Abinadab that was in Gibeah. And Uzzah, not Uzziah. Uzziah was another king. And Uzzah and Ahio. It would look like Ahio, the son of Abinadab, drove the new cart. So they was his sons. Drove the new cart, right? So they drove it, the new cart that they were sitting on. I'm share something with you, because when you study, you're gonna find out some information. This is what conversation, and when we was in our old where I started learning and we first started going through the scriptures, there's things in here that people didn't recognize. And there's certain things that happen at this point in time people don't know do they understand. It says, verse 4, and they brought it out of the house of Abinadab, which was at Gibeah, accompanying the ark of Yah, and Ahio went before the ark. And Ahio went before the ark. And Ahiah went before the ark. And David and all the house of Israel played before Yah on all manner of instruments made of fir wood, even on harps and on psalteries and on timbers and on cornets and cymbals, right? And when they came to Nachon's threshing floor, let me go ahead and see what that is. Nachon's threshing floor. Nachon's. I had to keep up with these names just in case we need to come back and find out what's going on with them. Nachon's threshing floor, Uzziah put forth his hand to the ark of Yah and took hold of it, for the oxen shook it. Okay, here we go. This is the key. I'm going to share something with y'all in a few seconds. And when they came to Nachon's threshing floor, Uzzah put forth his hands to the ark of Yah and took hold of it, for the oxen shook it, right? You weren't supposed to touch it. And the anger of Yah was kindled against Uzzah, and Yah smote him there for his error. You see that? And there he died by the ark of Yah. Now let me share something with y'all on this point. This is something that this is where studying comes in at. Some may know. You see that? Bam, I even got it written down here. Let me read it on down. I'm going to take it to 11, and then we'll go back through it. So I ain't going to tell you right now. I'm reading from 6 on to 11, and we'll go from there. All right. Verse 7 again. And the anger of Yah was kindled against Uzzah, and Yah smote him there for his error. And there he died by the ark. And David was displeased because Yah had made a breach upon Uzziah, a breach which is his life. And he called the name of that place Perez Uzzah to this day. And David was afraid of Yah. See, and they was afraid of Yah that day. Number one, how you gonna get upset at the Creator? And said, "How shall the ark of Yah come to me?" So he was scared of the Creator from that point. How shall the ark of Yah come unto me? So David would not remove the ark of Yah unto the city of David, but David carried it aside to the house of Obed-Edom, the Gittite. Obed-Edom, the Gittite. And the ark of Yah continued in the house of Obed-Edom, the Gittite, 3 months. It was there. And Yah blessed Obed-Edom and all his house. Now, let me share something with y'all. Now, the reason why he died there, I'll give you some understanding. Whether David knew it or not, but the priest supposed to have known this. I could go back here and find it for you. Let me see if I can real quick, since we are. And this is what I mean by studying. Exodus, let's go into the 30s. Regular for the Sabbath. People bring offering. When the making of the tabernacle, the workmen are ready. The people restrained from bringing gifts. Let me show you real quick. Y'all go. I'm gonna give you a point of the furnishings of the tabernacle. I'm just giving you a point of view, the court and of the tabernacle. I'm giving you points of view here. Some of offerings. I'm going through certain points. Priestly vestments. What else we had? 39. The tabernacle articles completed. Setting up of the tabernacle. Consecration of Aaron and his sons. The glory of Yah. Okay, I don't see it right off. But in here, it tells you about the making of the ark. And in the making of the ark, I'm just going to see if I can run across it, but in the making of the ark, it tells you about gold rings. And the ark was supposed to be carried. The court tabernacle, 37, the furnishing of the tabernacle. See, everything has a purpose. The people restrained from bringing gifts. Okay. Making of the tabernacle. The workmen are ready. That's 35. The 3 feasts, 34. 35. The regulations of the Sabbath. Israel bringing offering. Tabernacles are, okay. The people bringing offering. All right. I don't keep looking for it. Tabernacles move. Moses prayed for Yah's presence. Okay. Nope. Can't find it right off. And I'm not going to be looking for it because I wasn't prepared to look for it to give you the understanding. But this is where studying comes in at. The ark has rings on it, and they were supposed to carry the ark. The ark was supposed to be carried. It wasn't supposed to be on a cart. And so when the ox shook it and it got ready to fall, when he went up, he went to catch it, but it was his error because no one was supposed to touch the ark but the Levites, the priests. They're the only ones who had order or who has been ordained to touch the ark. The ark has the creator in the creator, which is his word, which is his law. That is the creator. That's why I try to get people to understand. The law is the creator. The law is the creator's name. The fact that he wrote on the stones that was put in the ark, that ark was sacred. A lot of people don't know this, don't understand it because they don't understand the word of the creator. They don't take it serious. The world don't take the ark and the word of Yah serious. He's mad right now. And people don't even understand how angry the creator really is. Joash, the king Joash, the one that was prophesied about in 1 Kings chapter 13 and then 2 Chronicles chapter 34, when it came to pass, read the story and understand how mad the creator is. Even though all the stuff that was going on, the creator didn't say nothing. But when they found the book, and he had to go and get this prophetess from the college, and she broke down the prophecy and told them what was going to happen. Y'all ought to understand how mad the creator is, because that's the reason why second Zephaniah chapter 1, Zephaniah second chapter, shall I say, first 3 or 4 verses, the creator is mad. And people don't even understand how mad the creator really is. That's why people need to get themselves right, get themselves together, get into the law, because this law is him. When I tell you that the law is the creator's name, the law is his word and his name. If y'all ain't getting in trying to find out his name and take it serious, it's going, he said, let me just tell you what it say real quick. I'm just going to say what it say. I'm going to leave it at that. Real quick. Zephaniah 2nd chapter. I just want to put this in your ear real quick. So you have there you go, right here. Thank you, Father. Brought me right to it. Zephaniah 2nd chapter, first 3 verses. It says, gather yourself, and I'm going to show you how a key to that is in verse 4. But it says, gather yourself together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. This is talking about us as a people. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the shaft, before the fierce anger of Yah come upon you. He's already mad, but he ain't let loose his anger yet. Before the day of Yah's anger come upon you. Verse 3. Seek ye Yah, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. All ye meek of the earth, which has wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of Yah's anger. See, when he started letting loose his anger, you just may be hid when that time comes. But a lot of people ain't really seeking his word They're going by the word of men. And when people like myself that the Creator has given knowledge and information to share the information, people don't take it serious. So I'm out here, I'm not doing this for my health. I'm doing this because I love you and because of the promise I told the Creator what I'm doing and why I'm sharing it to you. But verse 4 give you an understanding of where we're at today. This is talking about today. For Gaza. Remember when Trump first came into office? He was talking about Gaza. Talking about fixing Gaza up. Remember Gaza? For Gaza shall be forsaken and Ashkelon a desolation. Destruction. This is what it's talking about. They shall drive out Ashdod at the noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up. So when you just look at this is talking about what's going on in this day and time. It's bringing up Gaza, which is still they spoke on today. Things is happening today that people don't even have an understanding to. People are living in the day of destruction. They're living in the day of wickedness. They're living in the day of hell, and they thinking that is right, and they want the system to stay that way. Just as in the beginning, as I was trying to share with you about these people I was talking about in the beginning of part 2, prophecy is happening right now. The people going back to their own lands, that was prophesied. The people don't know it, but the Creator didn't say how it was going to happen. Trump is sending people back to their own land. Even though I believe that people going over to Africa that don't belong there, they're going to get sent back where they're supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? That's just one. Put it like this, the crooked roads is being made straight. All the stuff in the hell that's been going on that this system, the Pope, the Roman Empire has made crooked, everything is being made straight. And the Creator is going to use the enemy to do it as well as his righteous to do it. Y'all just got to get into the right path. Now, my main thing is get into his word, understand what he said, and do it. Just like this dude, he died because he thought he was helping. Everybody, David went to go get the ark. They put it on the cart, but the Creator's word says it's supposed to be carried. See, the Creator don't play with his word. And that's what people fail to realize. They think, oh, I can just do this, and this is what it is. The Creator is specific in everything. If he said there's no Savior besides him, that's what he means. If he said there's no man besides him, don't worship no other God, that's what he means. That's what the Creator means. I'm saying he recognized, well, in the word, we recognize him as him, but the Spirit. So the Creator seen all things. He knows what's all going to happen. He knows the stuff that's happening, and he recognized everything is because he's the author of everything. He allows things to happen. If he allow it, he's the author of it. So no matter what people say that man is doing, it's the Creator doing it. Man wrote this Bible. The Creator allowed this Bible to be written the way that he wanted it to be. And how I say the whole Bible is true? Because he said, if you don't keep my law, I'm going to send you in a land that ye know not. There you're going to serve other gods in the same Bible. Wood and stone, gods your fathers haven't known. Jesus is a God. Emmanuel, that they call, is a God. Yeshua, that they worshiping today, is a God to them. The woman even said on there, our Messiah. Yeah, that's your God. It ain't mine. So people are lost and they don't even realize how lost they are. But they still want to believe the way they believe. When the time comes, oh God, what'd you do? Why this happening? Because you ain't listening. And you ain't listening to me. I'm giving you the word of this too. I'm just a voice in the wilderness, just sharing the information. It's up to you to listen, to hear, or reject. That's on you. Verse 12, the ark brought to Zion. As we see, right here, when the man lost his life in verse 6 on down to, I think it was verse 8. 6 to 8. I'm going to read that part again. And when they came to Nahshon's threshing floor, Uzziah put forth his hand to the ark of Yah and took hold of it, for the oxen shook it, so it started to slide off. And the anger of Yah was kindled against Uzzah, and Yah smote him there for his error. You erred. That's your fault. You ain't supposed to touch it. And there he died by the ark of Yah. And David was displeased. And this is what I mean by everything is in here. When you study, you come to find out the things that, why did this happen? Why did God kill him? Why did God, he was trying to help. You ain't supposed to touch it. That's why I mean God is not mocked and he don't play. You weren't supposed to touch that ark because that's only for the priest to touch, and he ordained the priest only at this time. And I'm surprised that the priest didn't even come with him. The priest supposed to knew that. There was rings put on the ark. The ark for poles to go through. So when they moved, they pick the ark up and they move with it. They're supposed to carry it. Ain't supposed to be sitting on no cart. So that's what happened. A lot of people don't even know that. Probably people are still wondering about that. Why did this happen? Why did God do this? Why? I just gave you the answer. All you gotta do is go back and research now. Go back and read the Exodus in the 30s. Start at 30 and read on through till you get to 40, which is the last chapter of Exodus. It might be in Leviticus. I think they're looking there. But right now, just give me the understanding. And verse 8. And David was displeased because Yah had made a breach upon Uzziah, and called the name of that place Perez Uzziah to this day. 9. And David was afraid of Yah that day, and said, how shall the ark of Yah come to me? Now he's worried now. It ain't gonna come to me. I'm surprised. Well, David didn't know. He was probably young. He didn't know nothing about it. He was just someone that came out of Obadiah, not Obed, Jesse. He's the son of Jesse. So he was just a child of the children of Judah who didn't even know about that, because that was for the Levites to know. So the Levites were supposed to know that, but a lot of stuff that they probably were supposed to be doing, they wasn't doing. They're supposed to knew to carry the ark. It wasn't supposed to be put on a cart. They're supposed to knew to carry the ark. But this is where we go back to study, to find out. And that's why he died. But a lot of people still wonder, they scratch their head, why did that happen? God do what he want to do. God has a purpose behind everything he do. The ark was supposed to be carried. They were supposed to carry the ark. And I got that right in my book. They were supposed to carry the ark. Again, verse 9. And David was afraid of Yah that day, and said, how shall the ark come unto me? Verse 10. So David would not remove the ark of Yah unto the city of David, but David carried it aside into the house of Obed-Edom, the Gittite. And the ark of Yah continued in the house of Obed-Edom, the Gittite, 3 months, and Yah blessed Obed-Edom and all his household. The ark brought to Zion, verse 12. And it was told King David, saying, Yah has blessed the house of Obed-Edom and all that pertaineth unto him, because the ark of Yah, let me get that. And it was told David, the king, told to King David, Yah has blessed the house of Obed-Edom and all that pertaineth unto him, because of the ark of Yah. So David went and brought up the ark from the house of Obed-Edom unto the city of David with gladness. He was happy then. Okay. He was glad. He was, okay, yeah, so it's good. We see. From the city to the city of David. Yah has blessed Obed-Edom and all that pertaineth unto him. This is favor of the Father, because the ark of Yah. And David went and brought up the ark of Yah from the house of Obed unto the city of David with gladness. Now, I'm surprised he ain't inquired in. That's the first time I could see he ain't inquired, Father, why you do this? Now, this one time he was nervous. He didn't think to inquire then. This one time I could see out of any time that he didn't inquire. That just hit me right then and there. Usually he inquired of the creator of everything that he do. He inquired, Father, should I go up to fight? Father, shouldn't I go up to fight? But he didn't inquire, Father, why did you do this? He got upset, but then he got scared. I would have got scared too. He's going to get himself with the Father. There was a reason behind it. And it was so that when they, verse 13, and it was so that when they that bear the ark of Yah had gone 6 paces, he sacrificed oxen and fattenings. Excuse me. And it was so that when they had bare the ark of Yah had gone 6 paces, he sacrificed oxen and fattenings. And David danced before Yah with all his might, and David was girded with a linen ephod. He was girded with a linen ephod, but he danced while he loved. He loved the fact that, that's like me when I get out there and dance. I feel like I might be David sometime. Who knows? I might be one to see the David. With all his linen, ephod. 15. So David and all the house of Israel brought up the ark of Yah with shouting and with the sound of the trumpet. And the ark of Yah, verse 16, and the ark of Yah came into the city of David. Michal, Saul's daughter, Michal, Saul's daughter, looked through a window and saw King David leaping and dancing before Yah, and she despised him in her heart. And she despised him in her heart. You know these old jealous women? He dancing for the Creator. He having a good time. And she despised him. Jealous. I'm hearing somebody talking about that a few days ago. You can have women that's in your household that's jealous of you. 17. And they brought the ark of Yah and set it in his place, in the midst of the tabernacle that David had pitched for it. David had pitched for the ark. And David, let me go ahead and get this real quick. They pitched a spot for it and set it in this place in the midst of the tabernacle that David had pitched for it. And David offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before Yah. So he had a place for it. They pitched a place for it, for the ark. This is about the ark, y'all. Now what? I might end up calling this King David and the Ark. Ark and King David, or David and the Ark. That's what I might call. I might end up changing this from David King over David made King of all. I might just call it David and the Ark. I might just call. I'm gonna rephrase this one. I'm gonna call this David and the Ark. Yep. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna change this title. David and the Ark. Because even though he made full king, this is about David and the Ark. The Ark of Yah. Yep, that's where we're going with that today. So, let's keep it moving. And David offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before Yah. 18. And as soon as David had made an end of offering burnt offerings and peace offerings, he blessed the people in the name of Yah of hosts. See that? This is a beautiful one. This is what, chapter 5 and chapter 6 today? David had made an end of offering, burnt offering, and peace offering. He blessed the people in the name of Yah of hosts. And he dealt among all the people. Oh, let me get you over here. And he dealt among all the people, even among the whole multitude of Israel. And he dealt among all the people, even among the whole multitude of Israel, as well to the women as men, to everyone. Oh, he dealt. Okay, I see what he's saying, what they're saying. And he dealt among all the people, even among the whole multitude of Israel, as well to the women as men, to everyone a cake of bread and a good piece of flesh. So he did that. And a flagon of wine. So all the people departed, everyone to his house. So what he did, he got out there and he dealt everyone. It's like he gave to everybody food. David reproves Michal. Now here we go. Then David returned to bless his household. He went to bless his household. And Michal, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David and said, how glorious was the king of Israel today, who uncovered himself today in the eyes of the handmaid. Jealous. See, this is another thing. I'm glad my wife ain't like that. Me and her we be having conversations, and she know I see women all the time. I talk to women out here in the streets. I'm out here when I'm making sales and stuff and my mind ain't even on no woman. I ain't thinking about trying to get with no woman. And she don't even worry about it. Even though she know that I can have another wife. But she don't even worry about it. You know what I'm saying? My wife don't even worry about it because she me. See, it was a brother today. I happened to look on my timeline, and you know how you look at notifications? This brother had the nerve to share some information to talk about. Now, it was y'all may go on, if you're on Facebook, you'll get a chance to check it out. You'll probably go on the timeline, you'll see where I made a post where it was a young little girl. I think she was a Caucasian girl, and it was a brother was there right there with her. She said, if Caucasian is sending the people back home or the Mexican home, why ain't he doing it to the white people or something like that, or Caucasians or something like that, however it went, right? And at the end of that, it was a lady that had like a strap on, whatever. I couldn't see much because I just seen the white part. But all you can see is this part here. She had a strap on, and all you can see is tattoos across here. And this brother, I ain't gonna say no names, because this brother gonna say, you put a woman up here to prove your point. What did the brother say? I'm not gonna say his name, but you gonna put a thing up here with a woman showing all her cleavage or all her breasts and all that, and it wasn't nothing showing. It wasn't nothing but she had braids, and she said, oh, I want to hear the same thing. That's all she said. But the little girl made a point, right? And what I said when I made the post, I put on there, prophecy, I think I said all this is coming to pass, or I forgot how I said it, but I mainly said all this happening, prophecy is happening now. That's gonna end up happening. Everybody's gonna end up going back to their own land. I'm just telling you flat out right now what's gonna end up happening. And the ones who don't, they probably gonna end up, because of where they are and what they're doing, what have you. But the prophecy is going on right now. People are going back to their own land. Number one is, whether you know it or not, your inheritance is from where you stay. Wherever you were born at, that's where your inheritance is at. You may not know it, but where you were born at, where you got your birth certificate and social security card at, that's your inheritance of that land where you were born at. You have records there. Now, I'm just going to give you that now to give you an understanding. So you have records where you were born at, and you have an inheritance of your land. But the world is ours anyway. The Creator has given it to us, Israel, just to give y'all an inside scoop. But, so on that same situation, Why did I get on that story? See, I went off of that real quick. So, but the whole thing is the jealousy. That's the whole thing. Now, I think I jumped on that jealousy point because of certain things that were said, certain things that was implemented, and I just wanted to share with you. Oh yeah, I was talking about Trump sending people back home, and I was talking about this dude had the nerve. Thank you, Father, for bringing it back. Dude gonna get on that. And all he could talk about was the after effect that the woman said. She just said she just wanted to hear the solution to what the young lady said. And the video didn't even start off with the woman with that on. The video started off with the young girl asking a question. If you sending all the foreigners home or whoever you sending home, why you ain't doing it to the white people? And I had made a post. When I reposted, I said this is gonna happen for everybody. That was my portion. But he gonna say all this information. I said, I see where your mind at. You ain't even listening to what's being said. You looking at what's being, nobody paying attention to that. So it goes to show where the person mind at. And I said, number one is, either he's just trying to make an argument out of nothing instead of going by what was being said and what was listening and what I was sharing according to what was saying according to scripture. Now, if he knows scripture, he should have been backing me up. This is supposed to be a quote unquote, somebody's supposed to know scripture. But you got a lot of people that just want to make arguments instead of just trying to wake up the people and let people know what's going on. Some people are quick to argue just to be arguing. So I let it be known. I said, you just trying to argue. I said, bruh, I don't know why you here. So whatever it was, I let it be known on my whole point. You go and read what was said. I made my point after that. But the whole thing I'm saying is that a lot of us need to get back in the order and get into the Creator's word to understand what he said then that pertains to today. And by understanding what the Creator said then and it pertains to us today, we can see clearly, But again, right here, verse 20. Then David returned to his house to bless it. He went to go bless his household. But what happened? See, he went to go bless his household. But what happened? And his wife come out there, and I was talking about my wife. My wife don't even worry about me. If I'm out there, I'm not even trying to see. I'm good at home. I'm good. I know who. When I got shared with you a little earlier, Creator told me through a brother, the woman you're gonna meet, she's gonna be with you. The Creator gave her to me. I know what I got. I don't have no headaches. We've come through the little cracks and crevices that trying to get to understand each other, and she understands me, I understand her. Sometimes we have conversation. We may not be all on point, but we don't have no arguments. We don't go. To me, we're better than the average couple. And I know she was given to me by the Creator. So I don't worry about what people say, what they think. I'm thankful that the Creator had me where I'm at so I can understand what I need to understand, because this is what my promise was to him, what I would do and give to the people when the time came. And I'm there. So, but as it goes on, and Michal, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David and said, how glorious, little jealous self, how glorious meet David and said, how glorious was the king of Israel today, who uncovered himself today in the eyes of the handmaids of his servants, as one of the vain fellows shamelessly uncover himself. You see that? You see that? You see when they get to talking? Don't know what they're talking about? See, that's in your mind. I wasn't thinking like that. See how people get to think when they get jealous? Instead of saying, well, why would you, if she just been like, well, why would you dancing like that? Hey, I was feeling good, baby. I was out there having a good time or whatever. And she's going to say unshamelessly doing this and doing all that. And he wasn't even thinking like that. What did it say over here in chapter 6:1? Chapter 6, verse 13. And David took him more concubines and wives out of Jerusalem after he was come from Hebron, and there were yet sons and daughters born unto David. Verse 14 tells you all the children that were born to him after him. Now, this may come after this point. See, I remember I told you sometimes things here, they're said here, then you have to go into it as I was sharing in the beginning. So now, let's see what happens from this point. Verse 21. And David said unto Michal, it was before Yah. There we go, see? David said, it was before Yah which chose me before thy father, and before all this house to appoint me ruler over the people. You got nerve to talk, right? And David said unto Michal, it was before Yah which chose me before thy father, and before all Israel, and before all his house, to appoint me ruler over the people of Yah, over Israel. People of Yah over Israel. Therefore will I play before Yah. I can do what I want, woman. Might as well say. Therefore will I play before Yah. I can dance in front of the Father if I want to. I'm having a good time. What you think? And that's what all these people, all these, you got to be this. You can't dance, you can't sing, you can't do this, you can't do that. You must be stiff-necked and have a pipe stuck up your butt. You know what I'm saying? You can't do, man, you must be crazy. Somebody I just seen, what's I'm talking about today? Brother Sean Quill out of Flint, Michigan. He was sharing some information today. And I can say this because I'm not saying nothing bad or negative. I'm giving him props. Or just sharing something that he had said and that I said, I kind of shared on this platform while he was talking. Brother Sean was sharing, he's saying, he used to go through certain things when he was young, right? And I told him, I said, you like a black sheep. I said, we're like black sheep of the family because I'm kind of like that too. And he said that he used to go through certain situations. And the reason I said that, because he was saying that people said that he's not required, or he's not supposed to be a priest or whatever, what have you. I said, don't let people tell you what you are. People gonna say what they want to say because they think that you're supposed to be the you know how people think that if you talk a certain type of way, you're supposed to be Millie Mouse. They trying to tell him that they try to tell him that the way you speak and they want you to be like well, you ain't supposed to talk like that. No. I tell a person quick. I'll tell you straight up. And because I'm straight up, people are going, no, you ain't no God. You ain't. How you know what God is? How you know what the creator's supposed to be? How he's supposed to speak? Who he sends to speak to you the way he have him speak to you? And I remember making a post. Matter of fact, this was coming to me. I remember making a post about the same situation. I think it was yesterday. I don't think it was today, but I think it was yesterday. I made a post about someone saying the exact, it might be him. That's the reason why I brought this up. But someone trying to tell you how you supposed to speak if you supposed to be of God. Man, who you think you is trying to tell somebody how to speak? A leader is not wimpy. A leader is not simple. He's not a sissy. A leader gonna stand up and be straight up with you. That's what leaders are. And I'm saying I'm a leader or anybody else. But the ones who are straight up, they're gonna be straight up with you. And they're gonna be straight up, telling you straight up what it is. You can accept it or you can reject it. And this is when you come to understand leaders or the people who are in charge can't be wimp. You know what sergeant or commander in the army, I want you to go over there and post up over there, and I like for you. Well, go over there and sit over there. Go how a father do. How do men do as fathers? That's another thought. Men stand up, say what it is, and they stand their ground. That's what men do. They ain't wimpy like a woman or like a woman wants them to be. I'm not talking about women, But you got a lot of women who think you're supposed, oh, this and that, but then they want to stand up and act like the men in this day and time. So I just tell it like it is. I just let it be known. People look at me all funny. Whatever. I don't care what you look at me like. I know where I stand. And I thank the Father I know where I stand. So other than that, that's why Micah McCall again, and David said unto McCall, verse 21, it was before Yah which chose me before thy father. See that? And he said, it was the Creator which chose me. Just like I feel. The Creator chose me to do what I'm doing. And if the people look at things in the scriptures the way it's really being said, just like when he tells, he read that today in Jeremiah chapter 1, I knew thee before thou was born. A lot of us, we're here for a purpose. Well, a lot of us are here for a purpose, to do a purpose, but y'all wouldn't understand because y'all looking at people as man. I'm not saying y'all here, I'm just saying in general. People look at people as man look at people, and they don't understand that the Creator has certain people here to do a work. And by people doing a certain work, they have a mission and a job to do, whether you recognize it or not. It ain't up for another person to make you believe something. When the Creator got you doing something, when you look at Ezekiel, every person has a purpose. Look at Ezekiel chapter 2 and chapter 3. When he said, Ezekiel, I send you to a people to speak and to do this and do that. Whether they're here or whether they're from there. It's not just talking about Ezekiel. It's talking about the people that he put in Ezekiel's place. He's talking about people that he put in Jeremiah's place. Go and read it when you get time. Read Ezekiel chapter 2 and chapter 3. And when you look at that, don't look at it as it's talking to exactly Ezekiel, and look at it as talking to his chosen. Put yourself or put that person in that place. And when you put that person, the chosen, in the place of Ezekiel, then you can understand the scriptures a little better. No different than he said when David said in 21, and David said unto Michal, it was before Yah which chose me. I can say the exact same thing right now. Which chose me before thy father and before all his house to appoint me ruler over the people. When I say me, I don't mean to rule, but to give the knowledge and the information to the people. Over the people of Yah. Over the people of Yah. Over Israel. Therefore will I play before Yah, and I will yet be more vile than thus. Oh, say, I'm going to be more. Now, here comes the other children. Now, here come the other wives. What did it say over here in chapter 5, verse 14? Chapter 13 and 14? 11 sons born to David in Jerusalem. These were the 11 that was born in Jerusalem. After, you say, and David took him more concubines and wives. This is 13. Out of Jerusalem, after he was come from Hebron, and there were born yet sons and daughters born to David. And it was 11 sons, and they even say daughters here. 11 sons born to David in Jerusalem. That's after the 4 that was born to him over here in this is chapter 4. Ishbosheth, nope, not chapter 4. Sorry, I think this is chapter 3. 6 sons born to David at Hebron. So he had 17 children altogether. But now is the beginning of this point. This is where learning and studying comes in at. I said right here, 22. Again, back at 6 and 22. It says, and I will yet be more vile than thus, and will base in my own sight. I'm gonna be basing my own sight now. You trying to come at me wrong now. You gonna sit up and try to come at me, and I'm up here. I'm this for the Creator, and you come at me. See now, somebody I've seen this today or yesterday. This is coming about. It's about women. I seen a video. It was either on X or I think it was on X. This woman tried to front this man. This man, I think it was her husband or his woman, whoever she was, and it was somebody in the car. They was filming the male and the female. The female tried to put him on front about him being with somebody else or having another family or something like that. And he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna do that." But it said 10 toes down. I did that, and she know why. She this and she that. Man, he just mainly just let it be known. I'm gonna do what I want to do. He was being the man about it. He wasn't like, okay, baby. No, he was being the man. I'm gonna do it, and you can leave. I forgot how he went. I ain't gonna tell him he said she can leave or not. But the whole thing is he was standing his ground. That's the problem with men today. They don't stand their ground. They're scared. The system got them scared. And the problem is people don't stand their ground and they're not getting into the Creator's understanding to know the Creator. What did David just say here? And I will yet be more vile than thus, and will be base in my own sight, and of the maidservants which thou hast spoken of them shall I be had in honor. These women that you're talking about, they're gonna be in my honor. Understand what I think he's saying. Therefore, Michal, the daughter of Saul, had no child until the day of her death. So she never. I think he stopped having sex with her. Matter of fact, the fact that he got her back after Saul took her and gave her to another guy because David was gone. That guy might have had sex with her. Might have. He was running behind her like he was, so he know he did. David told Abner, "You can't see my face unless you bring my wife Michal." He told Abner that before Joab killed him. So he said, "You can't see my face." Then when he brought Michal, he had a big feast. That was last week's. Joab kills Abner. That was last week's information on last Abner. So the whole thing is that when Abner brought him, Abner was letting them know that, okay, this is peace. They're trying to bring everything together, give everything to David. This is where he brought the elders to talk to David and everything was peaceful. Then that's when Joab came back, found out what was going on. He ended up killing him because Abner killed his brother, because his brother was still trying to come on to him when it was his brother's fault that he died. But it is what it is. So understanding the story for what they are, but this is the reason why. See, a lot of these women today, if you went like this, things would be straight. See, we got to understand, and me, I just go by scripture and I'm going by facts. We have more women in the world today than we have men, and we know that. We all know that, right? We have been corrupted to the Romans' way of life in the way we're living today. We all know this. Whether you want to accept this is the Roman Empire we're still living in, which is New Rome, or not, you're still accepting this way of life. And by accepting this way of life, this is not our way of life. We have lost our way of life by being under the control of the Roman Empire. So by being under control of the Roman Empire and not accepting our way of life, this is the reason why one of the reasons why we in the bondage that we're in. Mentally. That's number one. We're in the bondage mentally first. We got to come out of that by studying the word and getting back into the law and asking the Creator to forgive us, turn back to him, and then get into his word and get his word within our spirit. Then you're going to start seeing a change. Once you see that change, believe me, that's when you're going to be actually understanding that you're a part of Jeremiah 31, verse 33 and 34. Individually, not talking about all these people. Self-preservation first. Self-preservation first. It's so much I can go into right now because there's so much other stuff going in my mind. Self-preservation first. You and your family and everybody else. When you get yourself together, then get yourself and your family together, your closest, your family, your husband, your wife, your children. Get that together and then start branching out and bring everybody under the fold. Until then, everybody's out here trying to tell everybody what to do, but their own house ain't in order. You got to get your own house in order first. That's number one. Me, I'm thankful for what I have, where I'm at, and where I'm going. and what I've come to know. So that's where I'm at. So this is the end. I'm going to hit 21, 22. Matter of fact, 20 through 23 one more time, because this is David's reprove McCall one more time. Verse 20. Then David returned to his household, to bless his household, and Michal, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David. Let me go ahead and give her. Therefore, she had no. Let me go ahead and hit this real quick. Therefore, Michal had, the daughter of Saul had no child until the day of her death. But David had more children. Excuse me. Again. Then David returned to bless his household, and Michal, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David and said, how glorious was the king of Israel today, who uncovered himself today in the eyes of the handmaids of his servants, as one of the vain fellows shamelessly uncovered himself. She acted like he was butt booty naked. And David said unto Michal, it was before Yah which chose me before thy father and before all his house to appoint me ruler over the people of Yah, over Israel. Therefore will I play before Yah, and I will yet be more vile than thus. He said, I'm going to let you know what I'm about to do now. I'm telling you to your face. And will be based in my own sight. And I will be more vile than thus, and will be based in my own sight. I'm going to do what I want to do. Now I'm going to tell you to your face what I'm about to do. And of the maidservants which thou hast spoken of them, shall I be had in honor. Y'all remember when they first started singing? Saul killed his 1,000 and David his 10,000. That's when Saul started getting jealous right then. It's a sad thing when you get on the wrong side of the Creator. It's a sad thing you get on the wrong side of the man of Yah. It's sad. You know why? Because if a man going to uphold Yah, he's in the favor of Yah. Now, if a person thinks that they're in the favor of Yah, but they're going against the man of Yah, unless that man of Yah is right in what he's doing, and the person that's jealous, like Saul was, who's supposed to be a man of Yah, but he wasn't because he disobeyed. Y'all got to understand. But if you got both of them, they just at odds, but both of them are man of Yah's, they just at odds, but it's supposed to be some type of peace in between there, somewhere, if both of them is men of Yah. But sometimes you have people with just a disagreement, you know, and that's just until they come to find out, or then some people be like, I can agree to disagree until they find out more. Hey, that's where it is. But until then, you only know what you know. And I've come to know what I used to know that was ignorant or a lie. I come to find that out. And I find that out by listening. I find that out by researching. I find that by going back to find out what I need to know, not because I want to believe in the religion or what was given to me. I want to know the truth. Like I told the Craig, he brought me to the truth. I'll put the truth in songs and writing and give it to the world. It's up to the world to accept it or reject it. So at this point, just in any of the conversation, I would like to ask my brother G1, Sister Nicole, or my brother Cad. There you go. You still here. What y'all think of some of the information that was shared today, according to the Ark, David dancing, the end of the situation we just shared on? What come to y'all mind? What's y'all thoughts on it? If y'all don't mind me asking. Anybody. If you don't, we can go ahead and just shut it out. But I just want to know what's your thoughts on some of the information that was shared today. Nicole?
seemed like he finally came to just trust him.
You said he was questioning him or asking him?
Like when anytime something God was doing, he would like inquire or he'll ask him, and then he stopped asking questions and just went ahead with what God's decision was for him.
Well, actually, what was happening, sis, is this. What was happening is he was asking to inquire. Okay, like right here at verse 19. I want you to read this for me real quick. At chapter 5, verse 19. Can you read that for me? 2 Samuel 5 and 19.
And okay, and David inquired of the Lord, saying, "Shall I go up to the Philippines? Wilt thou deliver them into my hand?" And the Lord said unto David, "Go up, for I will doubtless deliver the Philippines into thy hand."
Right. So he was inquiring. He wasn't going against what the Creator was saying. Do you understand what inquire means?
Yeah, but yeah, you said earlier that he was like asking him like he was kind of hesitant on doing what God was telling him to do.
But he hadn't told him nothing. Now go to verse 17. Go to verse 17 and read 17 real quick.
But when the Philippines heard that they had anointed David king over Israel, all the Philistines came up to seek David, and David heard of it, and went down to the hold.
Right. And then what does 18 say?
The Philistines also came and spread themselves in the valley of
Rhythm, something like that. Yeah. But what was going on is this. They was coming. Yeah. What was happening was this is they was coming down to fight David. And all David was doing is was inquiring to find out what should I do.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? He wasn't going against what the Creator was saying. It's just like this. Imagine you got a court case coming up, right? Hello? Yeah. Let's just say you got a court case coming up. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what to do, but you call somebody and say, well, what do you think I should do about this and that? You're inquiring.
Right.
It's not like they saying, well, you got to do something. No, you just found out, okay, what should I do? What's the next step should I do? So it's not that the Creator was saying something that he was going against it. He just inquired with the Creator, what should I do before he decided to do it? It's just like asking a question. If there's something going on, I want to feel what's the best thing. If I'm not decisive on what it is that I'm doing, let me ask the question to find out the best solution before I make a move. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that's what happened. So then when you seen that, the Creator told him right there, I don't know what's going on with this. The Creator told him right there, he said, go up, for I will doubtless, meaning I would no doubt, deliver the Philistines into thy hand. But now go read verse 23. Verse 23.
It says, and when David inquired of the Lord, he said, thou shalt not go up, but fetch a compass behind them, and come upon them over against the mulberry trees.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, next one. And 24, what 24 say?
And let it be when thou hearest the sound of a going in the tops of the mulberry trees, that then thou shalt bestir thyself, for them shall the Lord go out before thee to smite the host of the Philistines.
Right. So all he did was inquire. Now, the second time he inquired, he said, and thou shalt, he said, and when David inquired of Yah, he said, thou shalt not go up, but fetch a compass behind them and come up behind. See, all he doing is inquiring. And the second time he inquired, the creator said, nope, don't go up against them. Get a compass and go around and come up behind them and besiege thyself, and besteer thyself. So, and then go against them, because really the creator's going to be with them in order to beat them. But he told them how to do it. So he didn't go against the creator's word. All he did was he inquired of the creator for each step that he made. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I like to make sure we have a good understanding, because I want to make sure when we leave we have a good understanding of what's being said. I don't like anybody leave uncertain. Is there anything else you'd like to share, sis?
No.
Okay. Brother Cass or Brother G1, is there anything y'all like to share or say? Just checking.
You're waking me up for.
Oh, I want to know what you heard in the information that you may want to share about or talk about that was in the lesson today or in the information today.
This is our rest time, and you woke me up.
You're supposed to be, if you're listening here, you're resting and listening at the same time.
See, your time is still morning. This is my when I came on, it's dinner time.
All right. Well, I hope you were sitting down eating while I hope this was good dinner for you.
So they have a thing from back in the days. The term they use, niggeritis. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
I heard of it.
Right. So depends on what you eat. It tends to put you to sleep.
Well, I hope this was good food.
Like sort of a high glycemic food or something.
High glycemic. I understand.
Yeah. So I kind of dozed off for a little bit there. So what I heard then is chapter 23. I thought, wait a minute. I realized that I was on the wrong verse.
Yeah, you know why? Because that was in part 1. You didn't come into part 2, which was chapter 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Back then, where he talks about he reached for the ark
Mm-hmm.
and he was struck down.
Right.
Quite interesting. My version, he used a word here in verse 7. He says, irreverent. Yeah, in chapter 7. Sorry, verse 7.
Verse 7, it says, and the anger of Yah was kindled against Uzzah,
Right.
and Yah smote him there for his error.
Right. So I was looking at the word and it talks about basically it says back chat, cheekiness, obnoxious, offensive. Because of what he did, because he reached for it.
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to do it because they, in the first place, they're supposed to carry it instead of putting it on the wagon.
There you go.
You can imagine the type of terrain. So doing that, it'll be shaking and stuff like that. So obviously, it bumped and fell.
There you go.
So carrying it, it wouldn't happen. You get me?
Yeah, I'm with you 100%, bro.
Yeah. So that was quite interesting. Basically, he was saying like, "How dare you? How rude! For disobeying my orders."
There you go. You're on point, my bruh.
So where he talks about him getting angry, my goodness, I don't want to be on that side of his anger. I mean, it's like some parents.
Oh, they shot the father always working, bro. Hold on, I'm glad you're saying that. Go ahead, keep going, keep talking.
I mean, dang it. Whew. I talk about your wrathful indignation. Get ballistic on you.
I want.
So when you start talking nonsense, you say, oh no, it's my way or the highway.
That's right.
Love it. Yeah.
Check this out, bro. Check this out. See how the creator work? I'm gonna give you something. Exodus chapter 37. While you was talking, it came about. Exodus 37, 1 through 5. Check this out. I'm glad you brought it back up, Brother Cass. Check this out. Exodus 37, 1 through 5. It says right here, the furnishing of the tabernacle and Bezalel. This is Exodus 37, 1 through 5. I'm about to share this with you real quick. The reason why that happened to the brother Uzzah. It says the firstling of the tabernacle, the furnishing of the tabernacle. And Bezalel made the ark of shittim wood. 2 cubits and a half was the length of it, and a cubit and a half was the breadth of it, and the cubit and a half the height of it. Verse 2. And he overlaid it with pure gold within and without, and made a crown of gold to it round about. A crown of it round about. Verse 3. And he cast for it 4 rings of gold to be set by the 4 corners. The 4 corners. And he cast for it 4 rings of gold to be set by the 4 corners of it. Then 2 rings upon one side of it, and 2 rings upon the other side of it. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 rings on this side. So there was really 8 rings. It was 4 and 4 really. 1 ring on the side of it, and 2 rings upon the other side of it. Verse 4. And he made staffs of shittim wood and overlaid them with gold. Verse 5. And he put the staffs into the rings by the sides of the ark to bear the ark. You see, the father brought it up, bro. I just happened to just be. Father do it every time. This.
It's kind of like you, I don't know if this is appropriate, but you're carrying a coffin.
There you go, in a sense. If you want to look at it like that, yeah. But the key is, I should have did this in gold and in yellow. But yeah, this is chapter 37, verse 1 through 5. It talks about the ark. Ezekiel 37. I knew it was in here. I just didn't have it marked. But I came across it just by the creator did that. To prove his word. This is what it was supposed to be carried. It wasn't supposed to be the furnishing of the tabernacle. And that's the first thing it speaks of was the ark in verse 1 through 5. Then it talks about the mercy seat. The mercy seat made of pure gold, 2 cubits and a half was the length thereof, and 1 cubit and a half the breadth thereof. And he made 2 cherubims of gold, beaten out of one piece, made he them on the 2 ends of the mercy seat. See, that goes to, this just goes into the understanding of the tabernacle and what goes in, but the first thing he spoke of was the ark. So glad I got that.
So the mercy seat would be like one of those things what you got these so-called royals sitting and then people were carrying them around.
Yeah, that's actually the mercy seat where the I think the ark sat in it, but this is where when people was begging for mercy, they'll go run to the seat and they're back. Huh?
I hear you. Yes, I got it.
Yep. Bear the ark. The staffs and to the sides. So I want to make sure if I have to come back, I have this marked, the ark of shittim wood, overlaid it with pure gold within and without, and made 2 crowns of gold, made a crown of gold around about it. 4 rings of gold with 4 corners, even 2 rings upon it, and 2 rings upon the other side. So there was 4 rings on both sides. And he made staffs of shittim wood and overlaid them with gold. There you go. And that's the reason why dude lost his life. Because they supposed to carry it instead of that's what I mean by studying. When you carry it, and you just said yourself, instead of it being on the cart, he wouldn't have had to catch it. He would have carried it. They would have carried it. So this is where everything comes together on how things supposed to be. And then we, like you were just saying, bro, about when it came to about the creator saying what he want done the way it's supposed to be done, a lot of people take the creator for granted. G1, what you gonna say, my bro? G, look like you unmuted.
Oh, am I? All right. Yeah, I was gonna say, not too much, man, because I was moving around a lot, so I wasn't catching too much.
It's all right. I just thought you were gonna say something about, maybe what you have heard so far in the information for today.
Well, yeah, nah, I just wanted to ask you, yo, I remember I sent you some texts about yesterday or the other day. Did you catch them?
Yeah, I knew some of them. I knew of some of them. I can't remember everything. I remember them right off. But yeah, some of them I did know, and I did check them out.
I wanted your reaction to them, but yeah.
Talking about who we are as Israel. I remember. I definitely just hit my mind. I can't remember how they went exactly, but yeah, it talked about who we are and other information as well.
Now, I was watching something else too that was kind of interesting. The guy asked a question. He was saying, like, if Israel, right? If the people of Israel all is the only ones who acknowledge Yah, and
And he being an Edomite or him being a Caucasian, the dude that was talking.
Nah, he wasn't. He actually wasn't. Nah, he wasn't. But yeah, he was saying with the people of Israel being like the ones who always recognize Yah out of everybody else. Why was they always seem to be punished? He was like, yo, why are they always being cursed? They being made to be homeless.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yet, they're the only ones who are praying to Yah and giving, him his, what I'm saying, praise and everything like that. Because obviously all the other people, the groups aren't doing it. They're not the chosen ones.
Yeah, they're not going through the hell that was said in Deuteronomy 28.
Right, so it's like for these people to be the chosen ones, and like I said, they honoring and praying to Yah and all of this stuff. He's like, why are they constantly going through all of this punishment if they're supposed to be the people of Yah or whatever like that? And that's an interesting question. You know what I mean? Because I understand it's about the law, but right, yeah, it's like, dang, why if it seems like all the other people who aren't the Israelites or who aren't the the chosen ones, they will be the ones that are gonna be going through all of the problems. But it's like, yeah, they not told. You know what I'm saying? So it was just interesting. Yeah, and I know we broke it down to like it all comes down to not following the word, but like, what about all of these other people who are following the word? Why aren't they going through losing their homes and losing? They're not feeling any. It's like they get to like. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. The answer to that is because it wasn't given to them. The law, and if you look in the first covenant, the first promise is Exodus chapter 24, verse 1 through 8. This was a covenant and a promise, and this is where the world is going astray at right now. The world has been lied to, because when they talk about a man coming to die for their sins because of the blood and all this, that's a lie that the Romans gave. Because when you go to Exodus chapter 24, verse 1 through 8, this is when the Creator made a covenant, a blood covenant with Israel, which is us. He gave a blood covenant with us. Then we made a promise twice. In verse 3, let me read it for you. Matter of fact, we right here at it too. Exodus 24 going to give you the answer to what you're sharing right now. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you spoke on it. And let me give it to you. This is what happened at that time, and this is the reason why we going through what we're going through. Exodus 24 and 1 states, and he said unto Moses, the Creator said unto Moses, come up unto Yah, thou and Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship ye afar off. This is when he's getting ready to tell them the story until when the Creator getting ready to talk to the children of Israel in the 10 commandments. Verse 2. And Moses alone shall come near Yah, near the Lord, near Yah, but they shall not come nigh. Neither shall the people go up with them. Verse 3 is your key. One key anyway. And Moses came and told the people all the words of Yah and all the judgments, and all the people answered. This is your key. And all the people answered with one voice and said, all the words which Yah has said will we do. That was a promise, and that was a covenant. When they said, all the words which Yah have said will we do. In verse 4 and 5 going to say, and Moses wrote all the words of Yah in, and rose up early in the morning and built an altar under the hill, and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. Verse 5. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto Yah. This is the blood covenant coming up. Verse 6. And Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. Half the blood he sprinkled on the altar, half the blood he put in basins. Verse 7. Your key. Last two verses, last two keys. And he took the book of the covenant. See, he wrote all the information of the covenant in a book and read it in the audience of the people. And they said, this is your confirmation. Remember I said confirmation? It comes one, then it comes to another. Like I said, what happened to me? In August of 2014, the sister said you should come to Detroit. The confirmation came when the brother told me in the spirit, you need to be back in Detroit. Your daughters need you. The woman you're going to meet her in Detroit, and God got big plans for you. And she going to be with you, and God got big plans for you. This is your confirmation number 2, verse 7. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people. And they said, this is the people, all that the Lord has said will we do and be obedient. This right here, they said it twice and they confirmed it. They said it in chapter 3, in verse 3. Who is this? All of a sudden. On one. I meant to go to hit him right back. Had to hit the brother right back. But again, I ain't meant to hit that one, but I'm back. Glad you're back. Right here, when it says, and he took the book of the covenant and read it in the audience of the people. And they said, all that the Lord has said will we do and be obedient. That was their confirmation to what they said in verse 3. But what happened in verse 8? It says, and Moses took the blood. This is the blood anointing and the blood covenant over Israel, over us today. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant. This was the covenant. It wasn't no sacrificial covenant that was made. This was the covenant that was made with Israel. And this is where the world has been lied to about this man dying for your sins. You won't find it. You won't find that's the sacrificial official law that ain't in the book. You won't find it, and they lied the whole time. But let me finish up. It says, and Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant, which Yah has made with you. Israel, no other people. That's your answer, my bro. He ain't make the covenant with any other people in the earth. He made with Israel and Israel only.
Okay, but let me say this too. All right, so and also to add to that, another part too that made me think there was another leader, like I don't know, he was speaking on the the whole Gaza situation where Israel is going back and forth with Palestinians and things of that nature.
Okay.
Right? So he was a Latin American world leader, like a president of Colombia. I don't want to say which president it was.
I got you.
I don't remember. It was, so I don't want to say who it is.
I got you.
Person, but like it was one of the Latin American leaders. Like let's say it was a Colombian, the president of Colombia. The country in South America.
Right.
All God's people are. There is no chosen people because all God's people. We all are God's from God. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if the Creator made everyone, how can there be one chosen people when He created everyone? So it's like, how is there a one chosen people if everybody's supposed to be,
If everybody's supposed to be able to create it. Let me ask you a question. You just asked and said the same thing. Is everything happening to everybody else as it's happening to us?
I mean, going through some sort of like, how like some people will say, oh, black people is the only people who go through slavery or have hard times. But if you look around the world, there's people who go through suffering and hunger and starvation and poverty. It's not, there's different cultures who go through, experience the same hardships.
I can give you the answer to that. Let me give you I'm glad you asked me these questions. Go ahead, bro. I'm listening.
Yeah, I was saying you have violence and people going to war.
Yeah.
Conflict in every culture.
That's true.
You say that, no one people is going through something that another person is not going. I mean, there's certain situations like, slavery here in North America. No one really went through it to that degree. So the degrees vary in certain things of that nature. So there's certain exclusive things that certain groups of people went through that others obviously did not go through.
Right.
So, but like on a bigger scale, like we all go through, like I said, experience different adversities and hardships. So how can there be just a one chosen people? The Creator created everyone. Why is it just, I'm
going to give you an answer to that, bro. I'm glad you're asking questions. I'm glad you're asking the question. Now let me give you your answer. Wait, hold on, Nicole. Hold on. Let me finish. Let me ask this question.
Let this person first before you speak.
No, because I have to address what you said first. I'm going to address by scripture.
But she obviously want to add on to.
Okay, she can add on. I'm still gonna get an answer because this is the reason why stuff get mixed up. I may forget what you just said if she asks her question.
Nah, bro, you are too you supposed to be more efficient, like because you dealing with talking to the people, so you gotta be able to hold all of that in. So let this person speak because we rarely have people speak. So I want to hear from them.
You gonna hear from her, but bruh, I have to address your question first. See, you asked a question, and I don't want to forget what you just said. I'm not going to guess what she.
The question I asked is impossible. Just let her just say whatever it is. Write it down if you have to, but I want to hear.
Hold on, before I get done, you just got through asking, and I was telling you about the covenant. Behold, the blood of the covenant which Yah has made between.
Hold on, because I got a question about the covenant.
But you see what I'm saying? See all these questions coming up. So let me finish with what I was saying, Carl.
The Ark of the Covenant. So I want you to talk about that too. But yeah, go ahead.
Now, to finish up with verse 8, it said, Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which Yah has made with you, Israel, concerning these words. Now, to answer your question about all these other nations going through the stuff they're going through, hold what you thought. Now, Nicole, hold your thought, because I want to make sure I get this real quick, because there's 2 points I'm going to show you. When you go to Jeremiah 25, starting at verse 15. Jeremiah 25 at verse 15. I like to make sure, like when I say ask questions, I like to make sure that I'm precise at what I'm sharing. And when you go to Jeremiah 15 and when you go to Revelations chapter 6, verse 7 and 8, I'm going to give you that first. Revelation 6, verse 7 and 8 is only 2 verses. And this is the fourth beast. It talks about in chapter 6, verse 7 and 8, it says, and when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse. This is where we at today. And his name that sat on him was Death. And hell followed after him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, which was the fourth kingdom, which was the Roman Empire, to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. That's the Roman Empire. But when you go to 25 verse 15, it says the cup of wrath for all nations. And this is the same thing. For thus saith Yah of Israel unto me, take the wine of the cup of his fury at my hand, and cause all the nations whom I send thee to drink it. And they shall drink and be moved and be mad because of the sword that I will sing among them. The sword is war. Verse 17, then took I the cup at the Lord's hand and made all the nations to drink, unto whom Yah has sent me, to wit, Jerusalem and with the cities of Judah. We were first. We was number one. And to the kings thereof and the princes thereof, to make them a desolation, an astonishment, a hissing, and a curse, as it is this day. Then it said, verse 19, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and his servants, and his princes, and all his people. 20, and all the mingled people, and all the kings at the hand of Uz, and all the kings of the land of the Philistines, and Ashkelon, and Azar, and Ekron, and the remnant of Ashdod. 21, Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon, and all the kings of Tyrus, and all the kings of Zidon, and the kings of the isles which are beyond the sea, Dedan and Teman and Boaz, and all that are in the uttermost corners, and all the kings of Arabia, and all the kings of the mingled people that dwelt in the desert, and all the kings of Zimri, and all the kings of Elam, and all the kings of the Medes, and all the kings of the north, far and near, one with another, and all the kingdoms of the world which are upon the face of the earth. And the king of Shishak shall drink after them. Wherefore shalt thou say unto them, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, drink ye, and be ye drunken, and spew, and fall, and rise no more, because of the sword which I will send among you. And it shall be, if they refuse to take the cup at thine hand to drink, then shalt thou say unto them, thus saith Yah of hosts, ye shall certainly drink. For lo, I begin to bring evil on the city which is called by my name, us. And should ye be utterly unpunished? Ye shall not be unpunished, for I will call for a sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth, saith Yah of hosts. And I'm stopping right there, but you can read on down. It's talking about everybody that's going to end up happening to, but it's mostly happening to us. That's why we're the chosen people, and that's why he was talking to us in the wilderness. Go ahead, Nicole.
So, for the brother who was just talking about, you were saying you see people who are homeless and they're doing the right thing, and things just keep happening to them. I would just think, everything happen to you because it's meant for you. You know, and something like honestly, I kind of live on energy, and really, I don't believe that God actually put words for us to go by, because we have this natural ability that you can feel him if you're in touch with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's right.
It's like I don't know. I do a lot of nature stuff. You know, I mean, just watching the earth, watching the movement. Like this week, I kind of had I could kind of feel like the energy that I was around. It was messing with mine, and a lot of things kind of went wrong this week. So I know now I got to kind of pull back, because you know what I mean. You never see the words that's telling you that you're gonna be homeless.
There you go.
You know, I understand what you're just saying, but I can't really worry, but I know exactly what you're talking about, because people do the right thing every day in, day out, and then they just get like stomped on. It's like they can't catch a break. But it's just, I don't know. It's like I say, it's us. I mean, it's us. Like some people, some cultures went through slavery. Some cultures go through this. But I think that when people have to come together to like break that chain. It's just, I don't know. When I look around today, I just shake my head like, wow, this is a lot. You know, I mean, I remember like people used to be outside, like everybody know each other. Nobody know each other.
Exactly.
Where are you located?
He's in New York now. Says he used to be in Detroit.
Oh, yeah, I'm in Georgia. Like it's just like you have no more family reunions. You have nothing no more. Everything is this social media here. That's it. That's how we communicate. So we're not getting the energy that we're supposed to get. You don't get energy through AI.
There you go.
Yeah, I was just watching Meek Mills on Instagram. He was saying like, y'all stop living in y'all phones. You know what I mean? Like even when to the concerts and stuff like that, everybody's like recording and want to be on their phone record. He was like, you should be living in the moment. You know, like. Yeah, but like you said, a lot of people is disconnected from the real world, and they get it so like it's like they merging into the cyber world of just the inside of the phone. It's like they looking inside of the phone, and it's like they energy, like you said, and they making this soul tied to the phone, to the inside of the phone, and they not, like you said, like even one of my phone girls, she was saying like how like people used to be outside, like you were saying, and friends used to kind of like hang together, but then she hang out with certain people, and it's like every phone, they not even like communicating, and they in the same. It didn't be like that before the phones. Like you said, people would hang out together or whatever, or be together on the block and just be talking to each other, and stuff like that. But like you said, it's like a disconnect.
It is. It is really bad. Cause remember when before we go check on each other, we physically went and checked on each other. Now, I mean, you're like, oh, I just thought about you and I'm just calling. I mean, if I'm 1,600 miles away, what does that mean? That doesn't mean. I mean, we don't do anything. I just think these phones right here to destroy us.
Yep.
And I just believe that someday, probably not in my time, or probably because I'm 53. The generation is coming behind us. They're going to be at war. They're going to be at war, or they're going to be actually back into slavery, because they don't know each other. They don't have the relationship, and this phone is actually like it's blocking them. Yeah, it's blocking them from getting to know each other. And so when the time do come, that they're not gonna be able to trust each other, and they're gonna still fight amongst each other, but they're all gonna be still captured. Yeah, they're gonna be captured. They're gonna be captured. There's something is going to be really, really bad that's gonna happen. But I don't think I'll be around to see that.
You will. You're only a baby still. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's young. Is he's 92, so like you can make it. You know, people are living longer and longer and longer. You got Warren Buffett. You know. My grandmother's not rich. Warren Buffett rich, but he's 90. Someday my grandmother's 92 and she's far from rich. So it's like, yeah, you can make it. It's just like you said, you gotta have that. I don't know what it is you gotta have, but like you can have it if you want it. But a lot of people, like you say, you see D'Angelo passing, they got cancer that's hitting you at 50 and all of this stuff. So, eat right, eat healthy, like don't be so part of the stress things and like you said, nature and I think that will help a long time because a lot of people is doing stuff like getting rid of their smartphones. Like I hear people are now buying. It's a whole like demographic of people tired of social media, so they get dumb phones that can only basically calls and text. They don't want all of the apps and all of these things. Like they get back to going to older phones, like the flip phones, and where they just make simple phone calls and that's it. Because they don't.
I just want to go back to a beeper, honestly, because I don't.
Just thinking that yesterday.
But if y'all both see what y'all saying, it's all about going back. And y'all saying it. It's going on right now. This is the reason why, like a lot of people don't even realize the things that's happening right now. Y'all both are saying the exact same thing, and the whole thing is y'all saying what? Going back. And that's what the scripture's talking about. The scriptures talks about going back. And when you're going back, we're going back to what? The law. We're going back to how things first started, because to think about it, people talk about the phone, they talk about money, but they don't think about food. They don't think about the land. They don't think about growing their own food. That's what you need to survive on. But people are too busy thinking about what? The Roman Empire, which is what? Money. Moolah. Everybody always think about money, 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 money. Money is of the Roman Empire, and by the Roman Empire having everything set up the way that it's set up, this is where everybody's mindset is going, between mammon, which is money. But nobody's thinking about, like y'all said, nobody's coming together trying to barter, help each other, build with each other. Why? It's because the where the mindset is all about the money. And in the concrete jungle.
I want to do like a community where, when people say, do money grow on trees? Yes, it does grow on trees. You got oranges, apples, bananas. You have all types of.
That's nature.
Grows on trees. That's why they don't want us to plant them.
Well, what grows from your ideas also is a fortune. You know what I mean? It's a treasure chest. A lot of people, they think about going through labor for someone else's ideas. They're gonna get rich, but no, it's the people who are ruling and they're using my ideas that created wealth. You understand? So it's like it's a difference between thinking you're gonna go to labor for someone and make money like that. No, the people who really making money created money out of ideas and just
right. And that's what I see. I would love to start a community where, like, okay, this one harvest this one harvest that, and I mean we all just like kind of work together, and that's like our community. We grow this. We have a farm right here, and people just live. Like,
be truthful, sis. That's already going on outside of the cities. A lot of the different people that stays in the country, they're doing that. But see, the key is the problem really. I don't say problem, but solution. The problem is we in the cities, we're too busy depending on the grocery store. Like right now, everybody's having a fit. That's another thing I was going to share. Everybody having a fit about the food stamps being getting cut off, but yet still they say they're not slaves. They say they're not slaves, but they're about to have a fit because the food stamps get ready to get cut off. So you mean, and I made a post about it. You mean to tell me you're not a slave, but you're dependent on your food stamps? All these people out here depending on this system, and they're quick to say they're not a slave. They're depending on the system to give them money. They're depending on the system for their bank account. They're depending on the system for their grocery store. If you depend on anything and anyone, you are a slave to whoever that person is. I don't care who you work for. You're depending on a check from that job. So everybody in this system is a slave, and they don't realize it until they come out by becoming an executor over their own and over their own estate. They will continue to be a slave in this. This is what I be trying to share with this point of view. Until you get in that position, Everybody gonna stay a slave. What you saying, Nicole?
I'm gonna tell you something that happened. What I was talking about this week has been going really crazy. So you remember on Tuesday, I was on with you,
Right.
and I went to go start work. So let me go back. Prior to that, you know, I have to walk through this. What is it? The metal detector. Because I'm at the airport.
Right.
So I said, I was like, you know what? I don't want to keep walking through this thing every day. I mean, anytime that I get off my bus, I have to go back through this thing.
Right.
And I know it's probably not really a high amount of radiation, but still, just walking through there, I know it's not good. So I opted out to walk through the metal detector. And I said, you know what, I would do, the wand. The wand is really, it's not really, it's just kind of checking for metal.
Right.
When they wand you down. So, I've been getting wand down for a while now. Then all of a sudden, on the 21st, that Tuesday, when I went to go start, there's a man there, and he says, he's a supervisor. He's like, no, you have to get a full body pat down. And I'm like, what? I was like, I haven't been getting pat down. I don't get pat down. I was like, and I don't come through the metal detector. So I go around, and I told the guy, it was a female. I said, you know what? I just usually get wand down. Next thing you know, before I knew it, her hands was on me, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on? So I was like, when she came, she kind of came behind me. It's a speech that they're supposed to give before they tell you, and furthermore, they're not even supposed to do this in the open. So she ended up, going across my breast, and I was like, whoa, this is like sexual harassment right here. I went and I reported it because I didn't feel comfortable.
Right.
So now I was off Wednesday and Thursday. I came back, and I go back down. This time they're telling me the same thing. I'm like, that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna let this happen twice. Don't you know they suspended me last night for not letting them touch me? Yeah, I was just like, you know what?
If I was you, I'd call a lawyer right now.
Yeah. I looked at this because I'm like, I just reported this, and I went through their whole policy, and I read it. Like, you cannot put your, because I said I don't consent to this. Like, I don't know if it was a mistake or whatever you did, but you don't have any right to touch me.
Yo, this might be your blessing in this hospital where you don't never have to work. If you get with a lawyer and they find out that you have a case, it'll just be done with that period.
Yeah, I said, I said I was gonna, because I put the report in immediately. I did it as soon as it happened on the 21st, and then last night they literally took my badge.
Nah, this is good paper trail.
Yeah, I called Delta, and I let them know. I did a whole report. I sent it over to the third party company called Unified, and I was just like, how did I get suspended? What did I do?
But this is what I'm saying, sweet Nicole. This is what I'm saying. This system, and I was telling the same group that I was telling about earlier. This system is their system, and you already know from the conversations that we've had that you've already been through that you're fighting right now that me and you know about and putting your business out there. Certain things that you.
It's fine. It's fine because what the brother was saying just now, like how it seemed, like it really seemed like this is like I'm not catching a break because I just got this job. I lost another job because I didn't speak two languages and not even knowing that this was happening to me. Prior to that, I lost another job because I didn't want to operate a train that was going to derail because of safety concerns. And you know what? And it's not that I go into these jobs and I just don't go in and you just tell me, okay, take this and do this, whatever. I don't, just,
You follow procedure, right?
What everybody does. You know how people just go in and they just follow, and then it's not. I mean, it's like they're gambling until something happens. Then next you know, they're like, well, we told you what to do and what not to do. But if I'm coming in the door automatically doing what you told me to do, and I'm still getting kicked. So I honestly said, you know what? I told my daughter, but actually she should be headed down this way too. I talked to her today. So I told her, I said, you know what? I gotta stop my own thing. I can't because I'm not. This says that's not real.
But sis, you know what we're on right now. And the key is getting back to the creator. A lot of people don't know about the executive office. That's getting back to the creator. Because other than that, we under the Romans rule as slaves. As a matter of fact, it was something that came up yesterday or today that I read or came across. And it even, on my Facebook page, this brother was saying he actually asked GPT chat a question about us. And it mainly broke everything down. And it actually said they're sitting in your seat.
Yeah.
This is listen, sis, a lot of times we go through things not realizing we're being, sometimes you could say, forced or pushed to be put in the position we're supposed to be in. But in our mind, we think that, okay, this is going to be wrong, this is that, and this and that is bad. A lot of times, bad things happen in order for the right thing or good thing to happen. A lot of times that happens. Am I right or wrong?
You're right. You're absolutely right.
So,
as you were talking today, all I could think about was a chessboard. I was trying to kind of. So I don't know how to play chess, right? But I know as we were reading, it was with the king, because it was a verse in here you read about the king, the queens, and then also it sounds like I was like, okay, you got the pawns, and then you got the horsemen, and I was saying how on we're on one side and they're on another side, and see the thing about it is that, like you said, we got to get to our throne.
There you go.
Because they're sitting in our seats over here.
There you go. And once you understand the executive seat is your seat, a lot of people don't know about this. Once you sit in your seat, you can take control. Until then, this whole world, when I say whole world, we just got to read right here in Revelation in Jeremiah 25. It says, therefore, prophecy thou against them all these words, and say unto them, Yah shall roar from on high and utter his voice from his holy habitation. He shall magnify, roar upon his habitation, and shall give a shout as they that tread the grapes against all the inhabitants of the earth. When he just got through saying that the whole world is going to be under his is under this certain authority, and that's what we at in the Roman Empire.
And you know what I noticed, and I just been noticing all this. You know, everybody look at the larger things, but it's the small things. The big things cannot move without the small things.
That's right.
I say that, I'm talking all the way down from, you know, the tugboats for the ship.
Right.
And then a plane can't even back up without it being pushed out. But and also an adult can't even live without holding that child's hand. It's all the little things, and we're looking at the wrong way. We're trying to we're fighting to get to this big place. But if you stay where you are, like, you gotta stay grounded. Because if you go too high, it's just not gonna work.
What did I share earlier, sis? I said first, self-preservation.
Yeah.
Take care of self first, your household, which is your family, and then everything else gonna come to you.
Yeah.
But everybody, a lot of people too busy trying to share what's going on out before they take care of self first. You just said it. Self-preservation starts in the law. And just as G1 asked a little earlier, why is all these other, he said some guys, see a lot of these other G1, just to answer also with your question earlier, all these people, they say we are one, we are all from God, we are, but yet still everybody ain't going through the same thing we're going through. All these other nations, as nations, is not going through what we went through. All these other nations are going through what we as another nation. They ain't get hung from trees the way we do. How many white people, I don't like saying white, but how many Caucasians do y'all know that was hung from trees? Y'all tell me. How many Caucasians do you know that has been hung from a tree? Huh? Go ahead, G.
I said the people though that we call the J word. You know what I'm saying? You know the people that we call the J word.
With Jews?
Right. Yeah, them.
Aren't we the Jews?
No, we are the true Hebrew Israelites. The one that call themselves Jews, they are imposters. They took over our identity, and if you don't believe me, all you have to do the first.
They went through the little thing with Hitler, so they saying that they going through that. Nobody went through that either. The whole little.
Are they still going through it?
Wait, are you talking about the Holocaust?
Yeah, that's what we talking about. Are they still going through it? Huh?
I ain't gonna say they going through it like that. Nah.
They're the one who in charge. You wouldn't believe. Why did they see the people don't know the history? Why did they go through that?
But people could say, yo, we not going through slavery no more.
We are going through slavery now. We still in slavery now, bro. You in slavery now. Just the fact that you got stopped a few weeks ago on your bike by cops.
I mean, but that's everybody can get stopped.
No, we ain't saying could. We ain't saying could.
They can do, and they do. I'm not gonna say I'm the only one that can.
Bruh, that's what I'm getting at. But who is the ones?
Look at ICE. Look what ICE doing. How they running around. They collecting.
Exactly. Prophecy is happening. They're being took back to their own land. That's right. That's prophecy.
You want to hear something? Like what my daughter was going through. She got locked up down in Louisiana, and the crazy thing is that when she got bonded out, so basically she's paper jail, and I looked it up.
Come on.
And you can. Oh my God, this is just so mind blowing to me right here. And when you say that we're not enslaved, we still are.
Come on, girl. Come on, tell them.
Because I was able, this is how it goes. I can go buy that bond. Her bill was $1,300. I can go pay that person their bond. They can make money back. Get that bond. Then I go into the courts and ask the courts, how much do you want for this bond? And I said to them, I said, you know, this is slavery. They said, no, it's just it's property. I said, but it's a body to this property.
Come on, girl.
Okay, I said it's a body on here, and they said no, that's not how we look at it. I know you. Okay, listen, I oh my God, it took me everything in my. I was just like, this lady. I'm like, are you hearing who's on the paper? This is my child, a living being, and you're telling me their property.
That it says in the 14th Amendment that slavery was abolished except for punishment of a crime. So yes, if you do some sort of crime according to their code, legal code, whatever it is.
What's a crime, bro? What is a crime? Tell us what a crime is.
Anything that they put on their books and say is illegal.
That's not. Now hold on. Now, hey, check it out. Now I want you to look up the word legal and lawful. Lawful is going against the law is a crime. Legal is legalese. This is what I'm saying about people not knowing the law. This is the difference.
It's set up like that. But what I'm saying is, it's set up like that, bro. Like that.
But this is what I'm trying to get you to go ahead, Nicole. Go ahead, Nicole.
No, I know how it's set up. But the thing about it is that I'm not. I get how it's set up, but I'm not gonna go with their setup.
Thank you.
And tell enough people, like you said, decide not to go with the setup, they can keep enforcing it. They can enforce it. We don't have no way to, how are we going to enforce it?
That's the whole point. I'm trying to get you to understand, my brother. See, your mind is still where the world is at. See, and this the whole thing with the creator said, I'm going to tell you right here what it said. In Deuteronomy 28, the same thing about the curse. The same thing about the curse. I'm telling you about the curse right now. The curse is what we've been talking about the whole time. The Creator said that if you didn't keep my law, we're gonna be under a curse. And let me share what that curse is. What she just got to explain it. It says, "And Yah shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. By the way thereof I expect unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for what? Bondsmen and bondswomen." She just said that she had to went in there with some paper on a bond to get her daughter out. Am I right, Nick?
Right. So and so listen. So the 1300 that she was originally bonded out with. Now that I just give it back to the person who bonded her out. Now I have to go into the court and see what they want, because that 1300 is way more than 1300 in the court. And so she's
like,
property of Louisiana.
It's really like 13,000.
Way more. But
The fact is still slavery through bond paper. It's still slavery through bondage.
It's definitely still slavery. And I was talking.
That's what it is, bro. That's who got the power. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the point I'm trying to get you. See, your mind is on the power of them. We trying to tell you who got the power. The Creator got the power, but you have to get back to the Creator. Until you do that,
Right now, they still got the power to come lock me up. What are you talking about?
until you get in the position.
Listen to this right here. Check this out. I was talking yesterday about this whole thing about the slavery, right? See, now we say that because we got hung, and and they did crazy stuff to us. I understand that. Yes, and we have that in our head, but yet it still goes through our bloodline. But you got to remember, even though that these people who are privileged, I don't have. Nobody can tell me that somebody is that evil that what they did, that they can look at and go to sleep easy, because that still runs through their bloodline. So when I hear people say, you know what, I'm not racist and I don't do this and I do that, you cannot control it.
Thank you.
Because it's in your bloodline, regardless of what happened. Just the same way it's in how you trained us to fight amongst each other. You was trained the same way, so it's gonna go through your bloodline. You have that trait. You know,
They're
you might
born with it inside of them.
Go ahead, Cass.
No, I'm saying they're born with it inside of them.
Right. Yeah,
So then, how are we all the same then? Now, that you just said it, Cass. Now, G1, how are we all the same if they're born like that and we're not like that?
You know how? Because like it's people, you don't know every person in your bloodline right now. You might have white people in your bloodline somewhere down the line. You cannot say that you don't have. So we all mix up.
But that doesn't mean everybody's the same, though, bro.
That made sense, bro. Like I'm just speaking a sentence.
Go ahead.
Let it go. But like what I was saying is that like got mixed bloodlines, bro. There's nobody got a pure bloodline. We all got mixed blood. Like so. What's your point?
No, I've also got Syrian and a whole bunch of other people.
And a whole bunch of other stuff you don't even know about. Yeah.
You know, in my lineage, but I'm talking though the ones that you can see
Who's doing the stuff that they're doing?
don't look like you at all, right? They look at you and straight away you know what they're thinking. You see, you're always inferior to them. All right, I've got a son who he just break away and he's gone. We call it cross the waters. He's hook up with somebody else. Who's not of his own. It's a white girl. And he has to pass my house every day to go to work. Unless he has a problem, I don't hear from him. Anyway, recently, the girl did love. Not love him. She just wanted him for what he was able to offer. As soon as he's not able to offer that, that was it. Yes, you're gonna say it happens in every national. Yes, it does. But basically, what we're trying to say here is that it is in their DNA. It's in their DNA. And over your side there, why it's so rough is because those people who are running the system over there, they come from a nation of, how shall I say, people who were murderers, thieves, rapists. They were sent there as prisoners. And over time, those people who were guarding them saw an opportunity and let them out, and they start to do the same thing that they were doing in their nation to the people of that land. And it became what it is today.
Yep.
They took over and basically controlling the place. So it's going to be rough, you guys, for a while, but it's going to get better.
Thank you. I'm glad you see that.
I have a question. So when all this was happening, what I do notice, and I can't understand, how do you have like 300 people and maybe about 12 or 13 men, and they pick one out and they say, listen, you know what? If you guys try to do anything, this is what we're gonna happen to you, and they set an example. And you mean to tell me, out of 300 people to 13 men, that all you instilled fear into 300 people? Nobody said, we gotta get rid of these guys here before. No, so nobody. I mean, I don't care how. Because, I mean, I see some ways how they put the dogs on them, or they'll just sit there and they'll just chop them up. And they see that. So I do understand that we have something in our brain. It's a amygdala, which is like two little shapes of a, what is it? What's that nut? The almond nut. And it actually, when you see something, it's this fear, and your brain go into this defense mode, which actually brings on anxiety. It brings on anxiety, stress, and everything. So
Fight or flight mode.
Yeah,
Is that what
right.
you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yes. So so that's what's in our brain. So I'm thinking not only with slavery. I mean, not only were they physical and mentally, distraught. But I'm just saying, out of 300, because I didn't see many people in the big house. And another thing I didn't understand was, you cook for these people. You didn't think you could take them out of the dinner table?
You could, but you know what? No matter how we look at it, you cannot go against the book.
Thank you.
The time is only now. This is the time now. You see, I mean, for instance, there's a couple of guys over there in Africa walking around with TV on their shoulders, no antenna, hooking up with no electric, hooking up to, is driving cars without gasoline, no kind of stuff. Those technology was there, but it could not come out until this time. A lot of things that's happening now, it's only for this time. As the book would say, they were going to be put into slavery for X amount of years.
Yep.
Because of their disobedience. And so, no matter what we did.
So is that what it means? What you do falls upon your children's shoulders? Sure.
Actually, on that point, it's not that, but what it is that, but it's not that. Because the fact is that what you teach your children, what you just said, if you teach your children what you do, yeah, it falls upon them shoulders. But it's also our job to research and find out, to come out of the things we've been going. That's the reason why I'm sharing what I share according to the scriptures. It talks about it in the second commandment. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them nor serve them, for I thy God am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity, the ignorance upon the upon the father, upon the children, upon the parents, upon the children unto the third and fourth generation. The third and fourth generation is the Greek and the Roman Empire, which changed everything in the world, and they taught the people to teach their people what they know. So no different than what we learn today about all the stuff that we come learning about banking, the grocery stores, the way we live in, the communities and stuff that we live in today. We're teaching it to our children. We're not going back to the basics with the same thing what the Creator said, that if you don't keep my law, I'm seeing the land that ye know not. There you're going to serve other gods, wood and stone, gods your fathers haven't known. The Creator said that. The people are doing that.
And there's other gods. So
Yes, it is. Jesus is a God. Yeshua is a God. Buddha is a God. All Christianity and all the different religions are gods. Yeah, everything that you can think of besides the law is gods. Yep. Everything, anything, any religion, any type of socialism. Matter of fact, the jobs, your car, your cell phone, all these are gods. Why? Because that's what they put their mind to. Once you start putting your mind on the word and the law, then the Creator gonna start leading and guiding you to what you need to be. Until then, anything you think of and any culture and all those other things are gods. And that's the reason why I said that he said, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, the Greek and the Roman Empire. I've been showing and sharing with people that Greek took over the whole world. Then it relinquished itself over to Rome. Rome has taken over the whole world. You had old Rome under Caesar. You got new Rome under the Pope. Everybody's got a birth certificate, social security card, and ID card is under the Pope. Until you get into your executive office, you will still be a slave under this system. And until you get out of that according to the law, which many of us have come to understand, Nicole and many of us have come, and also Cash have come to learn some information when it comes to being in the executive office, you're going to stay a slave. And until you come out of that, people, and it's hard trying to get people to understand that when their mindset is set, it is. If a person wants to stay a slave, they can't see the Creator's law, and they think everybody's the same, seeing that we're not the same, what can you say or do? Everybody know that we're not the same as the rest of these other people in the earth.
you get to the executive office, right? You're still gonna be using money, right?
No. You can if you want, but no.
Credit. It's credit.
Thank you.
It's so basically with
Okay,
you know,
my whole point is the credit is the Roman system. Like, so you still under the Romans. So how is you?
You're not under the Romans, bro. That's the whole thing. We try see what you're thinking. See, we're trying to get you to think other than what you're thinking. That's the whole thing we're trying to.
What I'm thinking is asking questions. It ain't.
Okay. I mean, even though it's the questions.
Hold on. You, for one, you're assuming that because of the question I'm asking.
There you go. I have to.
well, I have a question, brother. I have a question. Why you're asking? You're still talking about public.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are you still talking about public? Because when we don't want to know, we don't want to know what we already know what the public did to us and what they able to do. Well, I mean, and you know, I'm new to this as well, and ever since I've been trying private, I just know I'm so busy and focused on learning on the private, and it's working for me. And you know what? And they know when you put them on notice, they know. I'm telling you, that private is powerful.
Exactly.
I mean, let me tell you, I got pulled over when I was in the public. I had got pulled over. They waited 5 years to come for me to do to bring me into court because we had COVID. Well, I go into court and I go in on. I happened to meet another brother before I got into this group here, and this guy, you know, he did a chancery court thing. You know, he does equity, the Maximus. You know, the guy who I told you about, Macau, right?
I remember.
I got into the courtroom and it was just the judge didn't even look at me. She said she just said, Nicole Bell, oh, dismiss. She didn't even. She said nothing. And ever since that paper went into the system, I'm gonna say about a month ago, I know I didn't run that stop sign. And I turned the corner, and a police officer was on the side in the cut with on his bike. He pulled me over, and he ended up getting another car who came behind me. So when he walked back to his bike, he must have ran my plate.
There you go.
My plate, and he came up to my car and he said, "Just go, just go."
Uh-huh.
And I don't have I haven't put nothing in. Only thing I did was that brother put in that paperwork for me to have that case dismissed from Chancery Court. I still don't even know what it is. I don't know about the equity, the maximum, the situary. It was so much stuff on that paper for a ticket, and I'm going. He said, and he told me, he said, "You're looking at that ticket because it says $190." He said that ticket is really over $1 million something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "What?" I was like, "What are you talking?" And I'm still trying to learn how to do this stuff. And I watched this brother, and I'm saying, yo, the money is not in the bank. The money's in the court.
There you go.
In probate court. It's credits. So when they say that you're a billionaire, you have, it's not physical money. Like literally, so what you would now do, like I see what he does. He takes a piece of paper and he writes out, like if he wants to go buy something, he writes something out and he brings it into the court. And I don't even know how it goes because I can't go in there with him. It's just him. And when he was trying to teach me, it was just too much because I'm, like I said, I'm new. I'm new to it. But believe me, that public, you don't know how mad I am that they don't teach us in schools.
And they supposed to. But see, that's what I'm saying, G1. Now, that's I didn't have to say it. She gave you her example by experience. She told you. So we can always think one thing. We can always think, okay, well, this and that and this. She just gave you experience right there on the spot. And it wasn't with me. I know what happened with me, and I didn't share with you. I put them all on notice. The cops get behind me, they don't even stop me no more because of what I come to know. And this is what I try to give and try to share with our people. I try to let them know that we all think something other than what it really is. And it's hard trying to share information with people who don't want to change the mindset that they are at. Until they want to see things in a different manner, they're going to always stay the same. And she went through something that she didn't even know, but a brother that she knew took her through something to make her see something, to be an experience and a testimony right now that she just shared.
And that was when I was studying with him, my hardest part was like, I kept saying, like basic, I kept saying, but wait a minute. So if it's like this, why? He's like, stop. He said, you know what? He said, it's not your fault. He said, because they trained you like
there
that.
you go.
Hey, yo, but if you were an executive, right? If you go kill somebody right now, is you going to jail?
You ain't. That's breaking the law, brother. You can't break. That's a law.
Listen to this. It's diplomats who, if they go kill somebody, they not going to jail, so you're not really free then.
Well, I'll put it like this, bro. Right now, you're just speaking hypothetically because if you can tell me who did it,
it's diplomats who hit people, kill everything, and they just.
But I'm trying to figure out why are you thinking like that?
Thank you.
Why? I'm not even sure why
What
you
you mean?
thinking like
You
that.
supposed to think, sister. I'm supposed to think. I ain't supposed to just listen because somebody's saying, yo, this
Nicole.
is like saying, oh, believe in Santa Claus.
Nicole, my sister. Nicole, can you understand the way some of our people think and they just won't get it? Nicole?
Come on, now.
But no, she just gave you facts. We share, you still on hypothetical on if someone and if that. We ain't talking about if.
I'm asking you a question.
I just gave you an answer. You asking me hypothetically though. You said if I was to kill somebody and she just came and told you the exact same thing. Why are you thinking like that?
I done got tickets dismissed from court. That's a stop sign ticket. That's nothing, bro. Like I'm talking about.
I want to ask you something. If you're an executive, right?
He don't know nothing about being an executive. That's the point. He don't understand it. He don't understand it.
Executives need to get a ticket from court, a parking ticket or a stop sign.
He will not understand because his mind is not trying to be in that position.
No, but I want to know if you, first of all, if you are,
Hey, hold on, man. Come on. He said it.
Thank you. And this is what, and you know what? Thank you, Cass. This is what I'm talking about.
We can't do this. We cannot do this. Come on.
I was just trying to ask a question. I'm just wondering if you're in that status that you're not around anything like that. Like, I mean, this is not like you're not around. You're not on the block. You're on a throne. So
Thank you.
Even me. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, first of all, you gotta leave that mind frame. You got that mind frame that is destroyed. It's damaged. It's damaged. That's what I was damaged goods until I realized what I am able to do. And so if I do have my executives, believe me, there's people who's higher than me. You're an ear. You're actually an ear. And these people, you don't even realize that just because you don't see this family, you have a family tree that's out there. And once they see who you are, they are not going to mess with you. You ain't got to kill nobody. You ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to do nothing at all. You don't even have to think like that. Because you're in a whole different place.
Thank you.
You know, it's no more 1 foot in the street and 1 foot in the book. It's no more of that. It's only one. You're going to be in one place. So I mean, I don't know about. I mean, yes, you do see the Catholics and everybody else. Yeah, they're way up there, but that's what they've been from the beginning. The churches are nothing but the mob. That's the mob right there. The diplomats, that's the mob. We're not the mob.
But my sister Nicole, this is what I'm saying. It's people like you just said. It's a mindset. If your mind, if you can't phantom peace, let me just say it like that. If you can't phantom peace, if you can't get your mind on peace, which the Creator is, according to His Word and by His Word, if you can't see peace, you can't have peace, and you can't have peace.
I see peace and there's still war around you. What are you talking about?
It's for you. She just got through talking about a family. It's for you. I don't go through none of that stuff.
I'm in peace without the executive state. So what? Like,
Well, then why are we on the conversation?
I'm asking questions. Bro.
Because if you at peace with that, we shouldn't even talk. Because this is just a long, drawn-out conversation for nothing.
I'm trying to see the real benefit.
We just gave it to you. You ain't listening.
No, she didn't. No, I got to get it under my understanding. She gave an answer to a question that she thought might get some understanding. It didn't give me any.
I know it did. It ain't gonna never because we've been through this conversation plenty of times before, and you ain't gonna get it. You ain't gonna get it.
I wanna say something, Mikal. So you know what? Last night I thought about something, right? You know, with the situation that happened to me, and honestly, you know what? I was saying as I was driving home, I said, you know what? These people here who you trying to pull me back.
There you go.
And see today, you know, so you know how I always, you know, I'm always like I really don't have time to get on the call because I got to go to work.
Yeah.
So right now, you know, so I'm grounded now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And this is the time for me. This is this is my time right now to rearrange and get some stuff because I'm not supposed to be with those people.
There you go.
I don't go along to get along. You know, and that's the one thing I just realized.
That's what I told you, sister. Didn't I just say this blessing might be out of the system?
Yeah. So because I haven't been able to be on the calls like I should be, and you know, because I'm so busy going over here and I'm like, okay, let me drive this bus and take you around here and you know, oh God.
But sis,
honestly, I'm like I don't even know. I have so many fights right now.
yeah. Sis Nicole, let me share something with you, sis. Remember, I shared a little earlier, something bad happened in order for something good to happen, right?
Yeah.
You just got through saying you ain't been able to get on the calls because of work, right?
Yeah.
Now you got a way to be on the calls, right?
Yep.
Now you got a full way to get into your executive office, right?
Exactly.
See?
Exactly. So I have time. I have time. So believe me, Monday morning, I'm getting to that post office. And you know what? And my baby, she, you know what? Let me tell you, I love this kid. I know that's my seed. She, you know, they try to hold her down in Louisiana. My baby got up out of there. She done made her move, got her ride. She pushing it all the way down here by herself.
That's good.
Like, you know what? And you know what? And the crazy thing, yeah, she still got that bracelet on and everything. But you know what? I said, you know, we're gonna get through this because we're gonna ride back to Louisiana and we walking out that courtroom. I'm telling you, we walking out because you had no probable cause or nothing. And then she went to the tow lot and they done stole all her stuff out the car.
Really?
Yep.
Wait till you get it with that fee schedule.
So her bag is in a trailer park somewhere in Florida. So somebody done broke into the car on the lot and they got her identity, passport, everything. They got all her stuff. So her earbuds. Then this is the crazy thing. Her earbuds. It's been what she got locked up in August 2nd. This is now. It's almost 2 months, right? Yo, I don't know what kind of earbuds she got. She's still able to track them.
That's good.
She's still able to track the earbuds. And so now, and I told her, she was like, she asked me yesterday, she was like, well, do I need to put my fee down? I said, yes, girl, you need to put your fee down before you go into that courtroom because if they do detain you, and I need you to give me that power of attorney so I can speak on your behalf.
Right.
Just in case. Because I told you, I did that writ of habeas corpus and everything on her. And that's when they took that bail from that excessive bail. And, you know, I hit them with the ex post factor. They wanted $13,000 cash. So this is how I know this stuff is real. Because when that judge, the Supreme Court judge, send me back the paperwork, all of a sudden, it goes down to $1,300.
Oh, okay.
So, but see, this is where they baited her, and my daughter didn't listen to me because I said, listen, we need 30 days, okay? I said, if you notice, they didn't bail her out, they bonded her out. So I said, listen, stay 30 days, and she got out. She 2 hours before 30 days. This little fast behind girl gonna get out, and then that's how I said. Now you kind of voided my writ, but I could put another writ in on that bond because it's still a body to the bond. You know, so you can't put a writ in on. And so that's how I know it's real because you can't put a writ in on property.
Right.
You got to put a writ in. I mean, you got to put like a lien on property. A writ is for a human. You know, but so now when she comes down, you know, I've been trying to tell her. I said, make sure you got that birth certificate with you, because when you go in there, you're going to ask them, who are you looking for? Are you looking for the living person? Because if you're looking for this one right here, and I told her you throw. Hey,
when you saw that birth certificate like that, or you looking for this?
Yep.
Or are you looking for this?
Yep. And you hand them that. You can give them that. Y'all can take that. That's it.
That's the bond.
That's it. We going in here, and I'm talking about, and we coming out. And I said, if you don't come out, I'm telling you, that fee scale.
Fee scale is gonna hit them strong.
Yeah. You know, and I'm so glad. Like, yo, I was this morning. I was so happy, and at the same time, I was looking. And I knew, because I know my kid. When I looked at because she videoed me, and I looked at the car, and I was like, oh, I said, she done broke camp. Look at her. I said, she said, y'all ain't holding me. She's gone. I'm surprised she didn't cut the thing off her leg. Yeah, but I mean, because they don't have anything on her.
They don't have nothing on her. But this is where her fee schedule, everything gonna come in once y'all get y'all paper in. And see, and this is what I'm saying about those like this. Those who don't choose to try to get an understanding. because you can give someone understanding all day long and try to share information. It's always going to be a problem. It's always going to be something other than what you're trying to share for them to hear. I don't care how you come, the way you come, and I just look at it, it's not for them. If I can try to give it to you all day long, and if you're just stuck where you stuck at and ain't try to enhance your information or your knowledge, you only gonna get what you can get. And that's how I've come to understand. That's why I said if you brought me to the truth.
I said don't block yourself. Don't block yourself. Like, you know what, you have to be open-minded and you know, if you, because I'm not gonna want, when I first seen this, I'm saying this is not real, and then when I seen it, and I seen how the guy who I was studying, how he controlled the courtroom, I said, wait a minute, the judge, oh my God, I'm just looking, I'm blown away.
It happened with me.
Yes, I mean, I'm talking about you can move the court. You control the court because you're the only injured party there.
But it's hard trying to get people to see something they can't see. No matter how you say it.
I can't see it, Mikael.
No, I'm not saying you. I just said in general.
It is because that's the whole reason we got to that type of temperature.
It's just hard to get. I'm not saying I didn't say G1. I just said it's just hard to get people to see something they can't see.
So I'm gonna ask this sister, what did you see this brother do like that was so? Like,
Okay, so listen. So basically, when we go into the
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's end this conversation in a few minutes. We're almost 3 hours in on second part 2. So let me pause this real quick. We don't stop back on our conversation because this is still recording, and I want to pause this and I want to get everybody off, and we can finish our conversation because I'm glad we're having a conversation because it's always good. But knowledge is the key. So it's about sharing information and sharing the knowledge. So I'm going to pause this real quick. Zoom. Matter of fact, let me just finish this and I can pause Zoom when I get done, letting everybody know. So what we're going to do first is allow everybody to understand that, as I always share, that I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see, that Mikael is really me. I just wanted to share with everybody. Before we go, I'm going to go ahead and do the benediction, and then do the Shema, and then let everybody know how we're going to connect, and then we're going to finish our conversation in a few moments. Other than that, I hope everybody enjoyed the conversation that we had, all of us sharing the information together for a few moments, but we're going to do the benediction, which is in Numbers chapter 6, verse 22 through 27, and the benediction goes, and Yah spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, on this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, Yah bless thee and keep thee. Yah make his face shine upon thee, and be gracious unto thee. Yah lift up his countenance upon thee, and give thee peace. And they shall put Yah's law, which is his name, upon the children of Israel, and Yah will bless them. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shekebo, Vakuto Violam, Vaed, Hallelujah. Hear, O Israel, Yah our Father is one Father. Blessed be thou Father of the universe, Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. Thank you, Father, for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. In your holy word and spirit, all things we pray. Hallelujah. 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 Praise you, Father. Thank you for all you've done, been doing, and plan to do. Thank you for bringing us to this beautiful Sabbath day as we share information and build on your word and on your name. In your holy word, spirit, all things we pray. Hallelujah. All right. So now, just let everybody know. If you'd like to get back in contact with us, you can always call or text me at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. And you can always email me. If you'd like to email me, you can always email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. That's lkhyym@gmail.com. And if you'd like to get in contact me on my YouTube or X, formerly known as Twitter, you can always connect with me on YouTube or X, formerly known as Twitter, which is JuicePro33, which is JuicePro33. That's JuicePro33 altogether. And you can like, subscribe, and share on YouTube as well. Also, you can catch me on Instagram and TikTok. My Instagram and my TikTok is at L'chaim_the Juice, which is spelled LKHYYM_THEJUICE. That's LKHYYM_THEJUICE. All right. And my other TikTok is Michael the Juice Harris, which is MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. That's MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. Now, my Facebook, which is Mikael Harris, which is MI_CHAEL space HARRIS. That's MI_CHAEL space HARRIS. Now, for the full version, which is the Zoom that we're speaking on right now, and that we were speaking on, that's the full version. You can see that on YouTube and X Twitter on JuicePro33 under video on YouTube. That's under video. But the part 1 and part 2 is on the live, but the video is the full version of the information that we share. And that's JuicePro33. And also rumble.com/LKHYYM. That's rumble.com/LKHYYM. Also patreon.com/LKHYYM. Again, patreon.com/LKHYYM. Now, if you'd like to catch us on the Zoom, if you're interested, please first call, text, or email me. Call, text, or email me. Let me know you want to get on, because we have trollers coming on trying to interrupt the broadcast on Zoom. But if you'd like to get in contact with me, please contact me by email, text, or call. And also, we're on Sundays. On Sundays is Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation on Sundays, night after the day, which is at 9 p.m. on Sundays, Eastern Time. And on Mondays, we're here at Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. Mikael's Knowledge of Truth on Mondays at 9 p.m. after Monday, at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And on Tuesdays, what we were just sharing, me and Nicole just sharing, as well as Cass, he's been coming on every so often at 6 p.m. on Tuesday evenings. 6 p.m. on Tuesday evenings, at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. On Tuesdays, under the same link as well, which you'll find the link in the post. The Zoom link is in the post. You're welcome to come on, but first connect with me, and that way I can invite you on, because we have a lot of trolls that be coming in trying to disrupt the situation. But that's private only. That's why the Tuesday nights are not being put on public, which is YouTube, Facebook, and all the other that. We don't put it on there because we keep it private, and that's private information. So that's on Tuesdays. And on the Sabbath, is like we have today, we have Assembly of the Righteous, which is at 12 o'clock noonday, which is beginning of the evening. 12 o'clock noonday is where we are for that. And other than that, I'd like to thank everybody for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. I'd like to thank everybody. And this conversation has gotten pretty good after and like I said, I was going to change the name of that is David and the Ark. David and the Ark of Yah. So right now we're going to say bye to, we'll say bye to Facebook first. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. We'll see you shortly. Hopefully you enjoyed the content, and always, peace. All right. And over here on Instagram, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you, and always, peace. And for YouTube Live, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you, and see you soon and always. Peace. All righty. Now I guess we can get back started, y'all.